Hi, this is Casey with Viking and Dragons.
And this is Erik, also with Viking and Dragons.
And we have a few guests here that we've met on the road. Paul was here with us last time. You want to say hi, Paul?
Hi, I'm back.
He was the racist high elf last time. And we have another few guests. If you want to introduce yourself and...
Hi, I'm JJ.
Where are you from?
New York.
Yeah, and what are you playing?
I'm playing an evil demon thing.
Tiefling is what it's called. A tiefling. And John?
I'm John from Australia. I'm playing Human Warlock 2.
Yeah, level 2. Yep, that makes sense. Have either of you ever played Dungeons and Dragons before?
Nope.
No? Okay, good. This will be great. So, Erik, you want to explain what happened last time?
The story started with my character, TJ, on his way to one of the larger cities, and he stumbled upon a group of dwarves setting up a festival in these ruins. And so he learns about the festival of Yuleblot. A bunch of challenges took place, and I was one of the competitors, and I did well. But during the festivities, the patriarch of the dwarves, his son went missing. We found some evidence of animals or creatures broke out of one of the mines, and we think that they kidnapped his son. And so we went underground to try and to save him. And we stumbled around for a little bit. We opened some doors, got attacked by some centipedes, found some kobolds, and almost fell into a pit of burning oil, but we managed to escape all that. And here we are, standing outside of a door that's simply labeled Mother.
And that's where we left off.
Also, we found a note pinned to the door saying, "Taking Alan for eating, he tastes good after yell." We think...
Who wrote that?
You wrote it.
That's not my spelling. That's the spelling of the people that wrote the note in the game.
That was on the door. That was on one of the doors that they broke out of to come down to the surface.
So I tell you what's going on, then you tell me what you want to do, and then the dice will decide if you succeed or fail. So TJ the Warlock and Malachite, you find yourselves standing in a room covered with posters with basic instructions on them, and there are two...
I ripped down the posters.
Oh yeah, you ripped them down, I forgot. Okay. And there's two large metal doors with you with the word Mother scratched into them. From the other side of the doors, you can hear what sounds to be like a female dwarf's voice, but it's muffled. It almost sounds like it's in distress, like it's screaming. Like
When I first met Notrun, I mistook him for a female due to his voice. So I think it's probably him.
And immediately after that sound, you hear the deepest, most rumbling voice you've ever heard in your life. And it's in a language that you understand, actually.
Yeah.
It's in Draconic.
And what do they say?
You can only make out a few words. Why don't you give me a perception check, and we'll decide how much you get. Don't roll a 20.
Perception... A 20?
Don't roll. Yeah, it's a d20, but don't roll a 20. That's what I'm saying.
18.
Okay. You can make out the words
You
and
eat.
and
Tastes delicious.
Okay.
All right.
I tell you, I just heard them say, "You eat tastes delicious."
Okay, well then we got to bust in there.
okay, and the doors open away from you. So.
Okay, well we've got to kick him down.
I want to see
Heroically.
what we see.
Okay, give me a separate perception check then.
Separate perception.
Roll
Yeah, because
again.
you were listening before. Now you're
3.
Okay, you see these big metal doors, Erik. I don't know.
I thought we kicked them up.
Sure.
Open.
Oh no, you can't.
You
gotta open them.
Two.
Okay, you guys, there's two big metal doors in front of you.
All right, well let's kick him open.
So you're kicking them? Give me a strength check. Whoever's stronger.
Mine's a -2.
I give it my
Yours is
negative
-3.
3. I touch him and give him like the helpful hand.
Oh yeah,
It's called bless, right?
It
Give him an extra
called
D4.
enhance ability.
Guidance.
Oh,
Guidance at a D4.
Okay.
D4.
So he's using a spell that whatever I roll, I get to add this to it. So I basically get a little bit of a higher roll, better chance. So 16 plus 1, 17.
Right.
-2 is 15.
Yeah, you kick it. Oh, -2.
Yeah.
You kick it it's pretty much as hard as you can put out with your leg, but the door doesn't budge an inch. It's just a hollow boom kind of against the door.
Okay, well, I've got thieves. Is there a locking mechanism that I can see?
No, it just looks like two giant slabs, probably 10,
Okay, well, let's
12
both
feet tall.
push. Let's both push on one of the doors.
I check the door
Okay.
if I can see
Give me an
anything.
investigation check.
Investigation. What do I roll?
Always a d20 for your
Okay.
skills.
18.
So 20.
Let's do.
All right, yeah. So when he kicks the door, you hear like a little jingling above you. And when you look up, you see like on a pulley system, there's a big chain that goes down to like a wheel on the wall to the right of the door.
I go to the wheel and check the wheel.
Okay, yeah. It has a big chain wrapped around it. And it has a bunch of handles on it.
I show him the wheel and
Okay.
start unscrewing it.
Yeah.
Screwing
Okay.
it up.
Yeah, strength check. Because this is
I give him guidance.
Here we
you get
go.
advantage too because he's helping you, I'll say.
All right.
Oh, nat 20. Okay, yeah. So that's the best you can, when you roll a 20 on a 20-sided die, that's the best you can do. Usually that means you'll get exemplary results with whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, you easily spin the wheel and it just kind of and the door just kind of opens almost automatically after you start spinning the wheel.
Okay.
And on the other side of the door, you see a huge skeleton. And in front of the skeleton, there's a small table with a dwarf seated at it. It is decidedly not run. And in front of him, he has a giant turkey. And he's just digging into it. And he is just laughing super hard.
All right. Well, I guess I'm gonna walk in and say, "Not run. Your father's looking for you. We need to go."
As soon as you start to speak, he kind of jumps, like startled, like he wasn't expecting someone to come in. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it wasn't.
And then he goes, shh, and he starts giggling super hard. And then you hear the loudest voice you've ever heard in your life from above you and behind you. And it says, if
you turn around, you're going to die.
it's so loud, it's just booming through the chamber.
Arcana check.
Sure.
Does it sound magically enhanced? 15.
It's possible. You wouldn't know for sure unless you did like a detect magic or something like that.
I cast Detect Magic.
Do you have detect magic?
I do have Detect Magic. I have Identify. Fuck, that's something else, isn't it?
Identify
Identify's different.
Yeah,
is
sorry.
way better, but different.
I go, "Not run. Come on, we have to go."
And he just goes, shakes his head, and he's like giggling with turkey still like hanging out of his mouth, and he keeps eating the turkey.
All right. You want to turn around at the same time?
No,
he,
we
didn't walk,
can't-
he didn't walk in.
I'm not inside.
Oh, so the
It
voice.
says the voice again says
Tell me your name.
like super super loud.
TJ Smallbottoms. It's a great name.
And what do you do?
I'm an adventurer.
An adventurer. Ooh, I love adventurers.
The voice rings out.
Tell me of your greatest adventure.
Well, one time my friend's son got kidnapped and is being force-fed turkey in a lair of filth and disease, and I'm here to take him out.
And the voice laughs super super hard. Like the chamber like vibrates with how loud it's laughing. You can hear some.
So
You can hear like metal in the room like clinking down.
I'm going to turn as this is happening and kind of...
You're gonna turn around.
Don't turn around.
Well, it's you, right? You're right, but you're...
He's inside. He hasn't gone through the door yet.
Yeah, I haven't got.
Okay, well, motion for him to come in.
Okay, I don't come in, but I walk to the door.
And I say, do you hear anything?
You've definitely heard this voice. It's super.
Yeah. Are the doors like connected to anything?
The door's just. I mean, the wall. The door's just opened like that, in front of you.
Okay.
Is there another...
I want to touch the right thing to detect. You know.
Oh, for identify?
Yeah.
So for identify, you have to touch the source of the magic.
The source.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, shoot. Is there a pulley system on the inside of the doors? The same one? Like
You'd have to
close it?
turn around to see it, and it would probably...
I'm
if it was the same...
just going to back up to where he is.
Oh, it says...
Stop.
The voice just says...
Stop.
I get an extra 1 step before I stop.
Okay.
And it's a long one, so that who's ever watching me knows that
That you were doing it on
that I was
purpose?
just trying to get 1 extra long step in.
Okay.
Why are you here?
And then I move back like another
Okay,
inch.
give me... What is it?
Just an inch. Like I'm just like
Oh,
shuffling
no.
my heels backwards.
I need your D8. If I have more of these, it's going to go faster. How many hit points do you have, Erik?
10.
Okay. From your perspective,
Yeah.
you see him take a step backwards, and then he just goes like this. And falls on the ground.
Okay. How far is he away from me?
He's about... I'm going to say you got your full movement into the room before the voice said anything. So I would say he's about 15 feet
15 feet.
inside the door.
I would like to check from the distance if he's unconscious. Like if he is if I see him breathing or some shit.
Give me a perception check.
D20?
Yeah.
14.
14 plus...
Perception is 5. 19. Oh, no, wait, perception is 5. Yeah, 19.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, he's trained in it.
Sweet. Yeah, you can see him breathing. He's not dead. He's just unconscious.
Okay, he is unconscious.
Yeah. And then the voice rings out.
I'm not in the room.
The voice still rings out.
Okay.
Why don't you come in and introduce yourself?
Basically.
I said I'd rather stay outside. How about you? Why don't you introduce yourself? Who are you?
Nice.
Give me a persuasion check.
Ooh. 15 plus 1. 16.
Okay.
Says, my name is Sorvent, and I am the master of this mine. You can see the previous master sitting behind your friend.
And behind Notrun is just this big skeleton.
Is it dead, the skeleton?
I mean, it's not moving.
Okay.
It's not
Oh, I thought you
humanoid.
meant an alive skeleton.
No.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought, yeah.
I would just assume
Okay.
that
So I was trying to-
skeleton's alive. Even if it was moving, it would be undead.
I don't know.
No,
that's what I just pictured.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
It's my fault.
I asked him, are you the one they
It's
call
not a humanoid skeleton, by the way. Is what it
Yeah, I asked the voice, are you the one they call mother?
The kobolds?
Yeah.
Yes.
I say, well, I guess I'm gonna step in then. I step in and introduce myself.
is. Okay.
I'm Meliferu, a noble high elf.
Ooh, an elf.
Yeah.
Sing me a song.
I'm sorry, I cannot sing.
Oh, I think you should sing me a song.
My voice is only for the high elven ladies of my homeland. You shall not hear it.
Give me a persuasion check.
10 plus 1, 11.
Its voice gets less cheery, and it repeats itself and says,
Sing me a song.
I say, what if I don't?
Then you will die.
I start singing.
"What do you sing, Paul? Sing it in High Elven, which is German in this case."
Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag viel Glück. Zum Geburtstag.
Enough! It stops.
Please. Don't sing anymore.
I say, I won't sing anymore if you tell me what happened to Nodran. What you did to him.
I gave him a turkey dinner.
Why is he laughing so hard?
Because he has a whole turkey to himself.
Okay.
It's his favorite meal.
Okay. I try to check Nodran for...
About this time, Erik, you wake up. You can tell you've been put to sleep magically. And the voice says,
You can now turn around.
All right.
I say I didn't intend to, and I go to Nodran and check. I want to check him, like, what's wrong with him? If he's, like, full there in his head or not. He obviously is.
he's not, but
Okay.
That's his normal. Yeah. No, he's. What do you ask? Do you talk to him? What do you?
Yeah,
how are you checking?
I don't turn around. I go up with him.
Okay. So he's eating turkey.
What's up with you? Are you alright?
I'm eating turkey.
I'm gonna try to persuade him that he's like his father's like worried, dead, sick about him, and that everyone is trying to find him.
He's always worried about me.
Everybody in camp has stopped. They stopped partying. Women are weeping. Everyone thinks you're dead. We need you to come with us.
And give me a persuasion check, because he's got a turkey in front of him, and he's having a great time.
I feel like I outpersuaded a turkey dinner to a dwarf.
Give me a persuasion check.
All right, let's see how I do it. 23.
Okay. Yeah, he says, but I still haven't done my show. And the other voice goes,
Oh, it's okay. You don't have to do it.
you can go with your friends if you want.
Does he make movements towards us to come with us?
Yeah, he starts like wiping his turkey juices off of his face with a little napkin from the table. And
All right,
stands up, yeah.
cool. Well,
I look forward. What's in the room? What else?
What else is in the room?
Yeah.
There's a big skeleton sitting behind
Yeah,
Notran.
you already showed me that.
You can see some crates behind the skeleton.
some crepes or like
crates.
a thin pancake.
No. Big wooden boxes.
Okay.
Some barrels and other goods that are back there, but looking through the skeleton, it's kind of hard to make out what's back there.
Okay. That's all. No other door, no exits.
I mean, not as far as you can tell. Like, not that way at
Okay.
least.
All right, well, let's grab Outrun
Yeah, he's ready to go.
and get out.
We are not allowed to turn around though.
Yeah, we are. He said we could turn around now. The voice did.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let's grab him and get out.
Okay.
Okay. So you turn around?
Yeah.
Okay. Perched above the doorway, you see a very, very young dragon.
Okay.
Maybe 6 feet in length.
And
its voice now changes from a very, very loud voice to just more like a normal speaking voice.
Okay.
And it says, I had to be sure that you weren't here to cause any trouble.
Okay, so is this... He's saying this in Draconic or in Common?
He's speaking common.
Okay. All right. Well, let's move towards the door. Let's try and leave.
Yeah, one little question. Do you know how we get out of here? Because there's like a big boulder blocking the way.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, that'll be gone by the time you get back up there.
That is a very convenient solution. Let's go!
Also, thanks for getting this guy out of here. This was a terrible experience. I would not do it again.
Oh, so he sang for you?
He started to. And let me just say, the product that I was promised is not the product that I was delivered.
You know.
And I will never again trust Kobold's taste in music.
All right. Yes, well, we'll take him off your hands, and then let's get out of there.
And on the way out, a little sack drops down from above the door. Clinks. Says, for your troubles.
I'm going to catch it in midair
Give me a
without
dexterity
looking
check.
at it.
Yeah.
I
give me a dexterity
shove
check.
him away because I want the treasure for myself.
Give me a dexterity check with disadvantage.
Okay.
And then we'll do...
So disadvantage means when you're trying to do something really hard, or you've got, for some reason, you've got the odds are stacked against you. Sometimes you have to make 2 rolls and use the lower one. Mm-hmm. But there's the opposite. Sometimes you make 2 rolls and choose the higher one. That's called having advantage. So that is a 14.
14 and
that is a 9.
Okay, and now you give me a strength check and just do opposed strength checks.
All right.
Because we'll see.
So now we're fighting over something, so we just see who goes higher.
I have a 9.
My
9 minus 3.
I have it.
So he tries to push you out of the way. He doesn't manage to do that, but you still don't catch it.
Oh no!
And it just kind of lands. And
I grab it.
And it just kind of lands in front of him.
Oh, in front of
and
me.
It sounds like glass clinking in there.
Okay, well, I'll pick it up.
Okay, you pick it up, yeah.
All right,
Just
cool.
a leather sack.
All right, let's get out of here. There's still a dragon right above us. I don't...
It's a small dragon.
Give
me a history check.
All right. 16?
16?
Yeah.
It's copper colored.
Okay.
And you would know that traditionally metallic dragons are not mean-spirited.
Okay.
Chromatic dragons, like red, blue, green, whatever, are definitely evil.
Okay, I say to the dragon in Dragonic, goodbye, thanks for not fighting us, and I grab Nodran by the sleeve and drag him out of the room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Oh, and that's what he says. Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah. Don't come back though. Trying to get a good thing set up here.
Yeah, you got it, man.
All right. Okay, have a good one.
Yeah, you do.
These guys are walking. The door shuts behind you.
Okay, while we walk back, then...
Yeah, it takes you about 5-10 minutes to walk back through the mine, back to the entrance.
Do we have to jump over the pit again?
No, the trap is deactivated.
Okay, cool.
All of the traps all the way through are deactivated, and the boulder is gone when you get up there.
Okay.
Your cat.
My cat. I say hi to Findus, who's hopefully behind the
not
boulder.
there.
He's not?
No.
Okay, I'm like, oh shit, where is Findus? We have to find him. And I walk out of the mine.
So you walk out of the mine, and you see a bunch of dwarves standing there. Some armed with farming tools, some armed with their blacksmithing tools. They're all crowded around the entrance of this mine. And Longbelt is in the middle of them, frantically poring over old maps of the mine from like 200 years ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he looks up and sees Natrun, and he just bursts into tears. My baby boy! My baby boy! And he runs over and embraces Natrun. And he grabs both of your hands and raises them over your head, which kind of disgusts you.
It does indeed, and I pull my hand back and walk away.
Well, you walk off then?
I will go off.
Okay. You see a dwarf holding your cat.
I go to the dwarf, slap my cat, and say...
You slap your cat?
Take my cat, slap the dwarf, and say, keep your filthy hands off my cat, and I walk away.
Yeah, she looks horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Longbelt's so overcome with emotion at this point, he's not paying attention to the elf leaving. He raises your hand above your head, TJ, and declares you the hero of the Malachite clan.
Hey, all right.
And everyone starts cheering, and everything's happy. TJ the Warlock. There's a night of revelry beyond even that of what happened during the celebration of Yuleblot. And you are fed and given drink until your stomach is bursting. And you again have the champion's tent for the night.
Naturally.
And the same two dwarven women attempt to weasel their way into your tent.
Not a chance.
And you tell them to leave, and they look very disappointed.
Good.
So the next morning...
they didn't like me before I was the champion, so they don't get like me.
The next morning, you three, who have met on the road, heading through the wilds to this big city, have stumbled upon the aftermath of this outrageous dwarven party in some ruins of an old mine. Even the guards on the edges of the camp are leaning unconscious against trees with bottles in their hands, and you can just hear snoring coming from every direction in the camp. So
it's the next morning?
It's the next morning. You're asleep.
If it's anything like real life, I'm at.
Did you imbibe or?
Yeah, no, I'm snoring.
Yeah,
just as loud as the doors.
So it's up to you three now to tell me what you would like to do.
I'm looking around if there's any beer left.
There are plenty of half-empty mugs and bottles of beer laying around. These people in various states of not goodness.
I walk in and grab a half-full mug of beer and cheer to my compadres and say,
"Okay,
free beer, guys! Start drinking."
And you're playing a halfling ranger, so he's basically a hobbit. And you guys, what are you guys doing?
I think I want to start robbing the snoring dwarves. Take their daggers and stuff.
Oh, you're gonna start looking over one of the sleeping ones, maybe, like try to steal some stuff off them.
Taking their stuff. Yeah.
All right. So give me a stealth check. That's that should be on your sheet.
It's yeah. So it'll be that plus your dexterity modifier.
Dexterity is 15 plus 2.
So plus 2.
The
Is
plus,
it just plus 2?
the
Yeah,
plus
plus
2 is
two.
your modifier,
And I
yes.
use the 15 die. Is that this one?
Yeah, it's 20-sided.
20-sided die, yeah.
This is a 20-sided die?
Yes.
And then you'll add your plus 2 to the roll.
4.
Yeah, it's basically as soon as you touch the guy, he wakes up and sees you standing over him, like reaching into his pocket, and he just starts screaming. "Ah!" Like at the top of his lungs, just like trying to scramble to his feet. And that rouses the other dwarves, of course. So what's your next course of action, Dwayne?
I think I'm going to hightail it out of there, actually.
Okay. So you're gonna run back off the way you came, the direction you came, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So he runs back outside the camp. The dwarf like gets up and is shaking his head, like trying to figure out what just happened. And Thistlecrumb, the human fighter, what are you doing at this point? All these dwarves now have just begun to wake up from the screaming. Yeah.
Well, I'm feeling a bit awkward because they're looking at me and I'm trying to, like, you know, it wasn't me, it was him. But I'm also, like, really hungry, so I'm looking around for any
Yeah, there's
food to eat.
there's big loaves of bread. There's pork out, you know, all
So
sorts of
I'm
stuff.
gonna make a pork sandwich.
You can make a pork sandwich.
Yeah.
Give me an intelligence check.
Okay.
We're gonna see how well you make your pork sandwich.
How smart you gotta
Separate the
be.
boys from the
Well, in the medieval times, I don't know if a sandwich has been invented yet. So.
Yeah, you might have to have a moment of pure inspiration.
Intelligence?
Roll your d20 and add 1.
10.
10? Okay, so you managed to get a piece of meat between 2 pieces of bread. That's not fantastic, but it's a pork sandwich. And you're just chowing down?
Yeah.
Okay. Erik, you're woken up by screaming dwarves. Or a screaming dwarf.
I roll right back over.
And go back to
I've had
sleep.
a long night. It's
Okay.
going to take more than a screaming dwarf at a party to
Okay.
get me awake.
After about half a dozen dwarves have gotten up, they kind of approach you two, Lummel and Thistlecrumb, and they demand to know what's happening and who you are and why you're in their camp.
With my beer bag, I finish the beer in my hand, and then I tell them I met these 2 guys half an hour ago on the road, and well, we walked in here. I totally don't really know them, especially the guy who ran off, and we just saw this and thought this might be fun. A little bit of beer, a little bit of food.
And the dwarf that he had attempted to steal from says, "The boy reached his hand down my pants. I don't know what he was looking for." And then they start questioning him. Well, how'd they get past you? And he was like, "Well, I was taking a break, and they must have snuck past me."
I say, that's a lie. He was asleep. I totally saw him sleeping and snoring, and he was drooling all over himself.
Give me a persuasion check.
15.
15. One of the dwarves slaps that dwarf on the back of the head and tells him he's relieved of duty for now and to go get some sleep. And then you hear him mumbling about how they can never trust him on guard duty because he always falls asleep. Then he asks you, since you're the one speaking, like, well, where are you headed? Like,
I don't know. I'm just roaming around, looking for food, things to do, some companions, beer to drink, food to eat, woman to bed. That's it.
So just like real life, Paul. Or...
Just like real life.
all right, well, he seems satisfied with your answer, and he actually hands you another beer and says you guys are welcome to stay, and they seem to be heading north, and we're going north. So if you want to tag along.
I take the beer and say, I'm totally up for it. Let's go.
Oh, well, we still need to pack up the camp. And then...
I'm totally up for it. Let's go after another 5 beers. And yeah, start drinking.
Okay, cool. And so you're finishing up your pork sandwich about this time.
Yeah.
What are you doing now? You can do anything in this game. So.
Okay. I'm asking if anyone's seen a stray horse.
You're asking if anyone's seen a stray horse?
Yeah.
Are you missing one?
Yeah.
Yeah? All right. Actually, yeah. Yesterday, one wandered into camp.
Okay.
So, yeah.
What color was it?
Oh, if you could tell us what color it is, that way we can make sure it's yours. And then...
It's a black horse.
It's a black horse? Okay, yeah. One of the dwarves just says, yeah, just follow me, and then we can make sure it's yours, and it'll be all good. And he leads you over to a section of the camp where your horse, it's definitely your horse, is tied up to a stake in the ground. So, you got a horse.
Sweet. Got my horse back.
Yeah. And they extend the same invitation to you if you want to travel with the caravan instead of by yourself on the roads. And then, without a word, he just gets on his horse and he rides out of camp. Not even looking at you guys a second time.
See you.
What an asshole.
So, Dwayne, what are you doing sitting outside the camp at this point?
Shivering in fear
Yeah?
because
Oh, go ahead.
because I'm afraid of dwarfs.
You're afraid of dwarves?
Yes.
Yeah. Just recently because of the...
No, always have been.
Always afraid of dwarves? Gotcha.
Always.
Okay, well, nobody seems to be looking for you or anything. The guy seems to have misunderstood what was happening. Whether that's better or worse, who knows? But you can see them all kind of getting up and beginning to kind of pack up the camp. So
Okay, well, looks like things are going okay. Then I'd like to maybe cautiously make my way back to my comrade.
sure, as you are getting closer to him, you actually walk by the dwarf that you tried to steal from, and he just looks at you and calls you a pervert as he walks by.
Cool.
All right, TJ, you're roused by the commotion of the camp being packed up at this point. And
Alright.
it's one of those days where you want to keep sleeping and you can't just because people are making way too much noise.
I'll get up and head outside.
Okay. Yeah. You're welcomed by a half deconstructed Camp Malachite and people carrying boxes and all sorts of stuff.
Alright, is there... I guess it's the champion's tent. I guess I got all my stuff with me, so I'm good. I'm going to walk around and find some breakfast.
Okay,
See if I can't find Longbelt.
Longbelt's already sitting on his wagon. It's a pretty lavish looking wagon. Just looking impatient. Doesn't understand why anybody could take so long to get ready in the morning.
Okay.
And he's been ready for at least 20 or 30 minutes. He keeps mumbling under his breath. That's Erik in real life. No. I'm just kidding. But he says when he notices you, he's excited. And he says, oh, I saved a seat for you on the front of my wagon.
Perfect. I was just going to jump up there with him regardless,
Yeah.
but now I jump up there with him.
And
I'm trying to do it with a little flair, too. I'm going to try and do some cool.
Like what?
Like an acrobatics
Yeah,
check.
but what are you going to do? You're just going to do like a standing vertical jump?
Is moonwalking acrobatics?
That would be performance.
Performance? Alright, I'm going to try to moonwalk.
Hey, John.
I'm trying to moonwalk.
Okay, performance check.
9.
I mean, you're sliding your feet backwards. You're moonwalking about as well as the average person can moonwalk.
Oh god, that's horrible.
So-
I look like an idiot.
And he's kind of like looking at you, and he opens his mouth to say something, and then he closes his mouth, and he just kind of like goes back to looking the other direction.
Well, he did just save my son, so... Alright, I'll just walk up there.
Yeah, there's like a little fold-down stair on the side of it and everything.
Okay.
You get up front there. What are you two fellas doing?
I'm checking the whole camp if some people leave useful stuff behind. Like, I'm checking the whole process and
They're
maybe look for some food.
packing it up pretty efficiently. Nobody's like leaving any possessions or anything. They're cleaning up all the like party trash too because
It's like Oktoberfest where everyone just leaves big tents up.
yeah, they're breaking down everything and packing everything up, putting it back where it belongs, cleaning any messes. They have a reverence for this place. You can tell it's a special place for them, so they're not leaving it trashed.
Okay, well, I try to find another beer, like the last one, before we start heading out.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
13.
You see a guy loading up a bunch of casks of ale. None of them are tapped, though. But that's the only alcohol left out at this point. And you see him loading them onto the back of a wagon.
I walk to him and ask him if he might have like one extra beer left for me.
Oh, he says these are all untapped. I can't just pop them open to get one beer out.
Then I say, might I stay with you as long until you pop up the next cake? Okay.
Sure. Yeah, we do one every night, and so I'll pop one open tonight
Yeah.
when we make camp.
I was indiscreetly asking if I could like ride with him in the wagon for the day.
Yeah. No, he gets that. He says, "Sure. Yeah, no problem."
I say thanks,
You have to sit in the back though.
and I say that's where I wanted to sit.
Okay.
And I jump on the back.
It is not a covered wagon, just so you're aware. So.
I'm covered with beer, left and right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Perfect.
I take a nap.
And Dwayne,
I follow him.
you follow him? You just
Yeah.
climbing in there too?
Yeah. Unannounced.
The guy has no problem with it. He's
Do I
like,
wake up?
Do you wake up?
Did you fall asleep?
He said he took a nap.
Oh.
But there you go. You didn't wake up yet.
Okay, not bad.
You just tried to skip you're trying to fast travel right now?
No, I just wanted to know how deep I sleep. So I mean,
The wagon hasn't started moving yet.
Yeah, he could drop and stab me. You know, what I mean.
He could. I don't think he will.
Okay.
But it's possible. Quite possible.
You never know if it's possible for people to sneak up on me.
So everybody's loaded up in the wagons. Takes about another hour for the camp to get fully loaded up. And by this time, Longbelt he's just been complaining the whole time. Drinking from a flask every now and then. One of his lessers asks if he could drive the cart for him, and Longbelt says, "I know how to drive a cart. Get away from me." You know what I mean? And then once everybody's ready, Longbelt yells out a few phrases in Dwarven, and the wagon train starts heading north out of Camp Malachite.
All right.
It's kind of an arid environment. You guys were like in a forest area, but it was just like the one forest that you guys had come through, and now you're moving
Coast, if you will.
Yeah. And now you're moving through kind of flat, dry desert with nary a building or large collection of vegetation. See a few birds, stuff like that.
All right.
You wake up a few times, but you're just going down the road, so...
I check around when I wake up what's there, and if there's nothing there, I keep on sleeping. I'm looking for animals, maybe.
Yeah, you see some birds flying over.
Can I shoot them?
You can try.
No, with my ability or with my long career as a hunter.
Yeah, you still have to roll dice.
Do I think I could shoot them, or are they like a million meters away?
Wow.
They're not a million meters away because you wouldn't see them. But they are, I'd say, 60 feet in the air, Paul.
Okay. Are they big?
Are they big?
Yeah.
They're vultures.
The size of houses.
I'm bored and
Very tiny houses.
I grab my bow, jump off the wagon, step aside and try to shoot one.
Sure, yeah. Roll to hit. With your
Obviously, I'm not shooting the way that the arrow could get anywhere close to the caravan.
That wasn't obvious to me, so I'm glad you explained it.
Okay, I'm shooting in a way, in a direction
Sure.
where it's not
So it doesn't fall back down in the wagons.
Yeah. 20, natural 20 plus 8, I guess.
Plus 8, so you rolled a 28.
I got him.
I'm going to say that you shot 2 vultures down with 1 arrow.
That's how I normally do it.
Oh, it is?
Yeah,
You say that out loud?
No, I act really, I just act really cool and
We'll
walk.
see if anybody... Yeah, nobody notices it though. So, fuck! You're like, they both fall down and you pick up their arrow and you're like looking around like, oh,
No, I act really cool.
Oh yeah? Give me a performance check. Because that is not a normal occurrence for you.
Performance 0. 3.
You're acting really cool, but nobody's looking at you anyway.
Yeah, okay.
So...
I pick them up and look if I can still use the arrow. If it's like still okay.
Yeah.
Still broken. Okay.
That's fine.
Still funny. I drag them back to the wagon.
The wagon's moving.
Yeah, well, I walk there. They can all be in wagons, so they must have like foot speed, walking speed.
Well,
So
a little bit more. Again,
lightly jogging.
trot walk up and you...
Okay, you're sweating slightly now. Make a note. Get out of the wagon and start running and not suffer any consequences.
So, I throw the 2 vultures on the wagon.
This guy throws 2 dead vultures in next to you.
Okay. Cool with it.
Yeah, I say to the guy steering the wagon, the beer guy, dude, I totally got 2 vultures. I give you one if I get 3 drinks for tonight.
He takes out his earbud and he says, "What?" So if you give him the vulture, you want beer in return. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
So give me just a persuasion check.
How'd you persuade a dwarf to take a dead vulture
17.
in exchange for alcohol?
It's just flat 17.
Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, I'll give you a beer tonight, but you can just go ahead and hold on to both of those vultures. I got plenty of food."
Well, in that case, you're missing out on a great meal. And yeah, I start tearing off the feathers.
He says, "Please don't leave any of those feathers."
No, I throw them out of the side of the wagon.
And he's just shaking his head. He's driving his wagon.
So wait,
Huh.
they're big vultures, right? About how much did you say they weigh?
How much would I say they weigh?
Yeah.
Birds have hollow bones, so not very much.
Okay, well, what's their wingspan?
What's their wingspan?
Yeah.
I don't know, 3 feet?
3 feet? Okay.
It's pretty small.
So just
Yeah.
as tall as him?
As tall as him with a 3-foot wingspan?
Yeah. Or is he a halfling?
He's a dwarf.
Oh, I thought you meant tall in real life.
Oh, no.
I was like, what?
No, he's playing a halfling.
Yeah, so probably about as tall as him. 3 something, right?
I just think it would be funnier to picture him ripping feathers off of a bird as big as him.
Yeah.
It's a good sidebar.
So this halfling sitting in the back of this wagon, ripping feathers off of a bird
Yeah.
that's nearly as big as he is.
2 birds. I
2
prepare
birds.
Both birds.
Okay, gotcha.
And I ask my mate if he wants some bird for dinner later as I catch 2.
You want some vulture, Dwayne?
Of course.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. We can have a couple of beers and some bird.
As you're
bird.
discussing this with him,
Yeah.
your wagon falls. You hear the horses that are pulling it cry out, and your wagon falls in a hole deeper than you are tall. The wagons crash down into it. Part of the wagon's partially broken. Beer's spilling out of the casks of ale. Ale is spilling out. And you hear the guy that was driving the wagon has fallen out and is laying in the bottom of this hole.
I jump down to the guy and check if he's okay.
Okay.
Medicine check? Or
Yeah, give me a medicine check.
5.
You're not sure what's wrong with him, but he's hurt. He's laying on the ground just holding his abdomen, groaning.
Okay.
What's your AC?
15?
Okay. So as you're leaning over him, checking on him,
Yeah.
these 2 giant fangs come from behind you and barely miss you and stab into the dwarf. Just whoosh! And you see him cry out in pain. And his face goes white, and then he just stops moving.
Okay,
Roll for initiative.
Do I hear this commotion? Am I...
Yeah, dwarves are calling out, and the wagons, the
Alright,
caravan's called to stop, and
over there as fast as I can.
yeah, the wagons have all stopped. They're about 4 wagons behind you, and
can I stop the fight now, please? I mean, it was a
Oh, so I'm up top of the hole?
you'll be there and around probably.
Okay.
All right, so these 2 fangs from this giant spider pierce this dwarf lying in front of you, and he appears to die almost instantly. TJ,
Yes.
you're sprinting from your wagon to the hole the wagon fell in,
Yes.
and as you approach it, you notice it's almost like a perfect circle in the
Okay.
ground.
I'm suspicious.
Very good.
And I act accordingly.
It'll take you your full movement to get to that hole. So,
Okay.
and when you get there, you see a spider, probably about 8 feet wide,
All right.
Standing over your friend there.
I'm going
I have
to
never met him before, actually.
Or your new friend.
standing over what
But
appears to
you've
be a small child or baby. Managed to
Give me a
somehow
perception
wear
check.
adult.
Why can you
clothing.
already attack? I thought
You can't.
Why not?
Because you had to move 60 feet to get there. But I'll give you a perception check so you can...
11.
Yeah, it looks like it's standing over a little kid and a dead dwarf. To you.
Alright.
And just around that time, Paul,
Yeah.
or Lummel,
Yeah.
from in front of you, you hear a skittering of sound on the ground, like, and you look up, and coming down a tunnel towards you is another spider of equal size.
Okay.
And it is now your turn. Yeah.
It's now my turn. Yeah. It has the longbow minimum distance that it should be away from an enemy.
No. But if you attempt to shoot a longbow at an enemy who is standing right next to you, you have disadvantage.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say.
In that case, how far is the first spider away from me?
The first spider is standing over you. You're so short that it's standing over you.
Okay. I walk. No, actually, I stay beneath it.
Okay.
Pull out my short sword.
Okay.
And hack at one of its legs.
All right. Roll to hit. I'm going to give you advantage because
There's
basically, basically any direction you swing at this point, unless you're stabbing the ground,
Is it 20?
Yep.
you get to roll it 2 times.
10, 12, and then plus 6 is the attack bonus.
Plus 6 is a hit.
And now I have to roll damage.
Yep. So what's the damage on a short sword?
D6 plus 4. 2, 6.
6.
6 damage.
So look good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If spiders could scream, it would be screaming, but it does not.
Did I hack off like a couple of legs?
You
I was aiming for.
you wounded one of the legs. It didn't go all the way through.
Okay.
Yeah. It's oozing yellow.
Okay, after
Anchor.
my hit, can I keep walking?
Yeah, you get 30 feet of movement, but if you move away from out of something's melee range, they get a chance to try to hit you.
Well, they have a.
But I can move through larger creatures' space. Does that do anything?
That just means that if like someone's standing in a doorway, you can walk through. Yeah.
In that case, I stay underneath the spider and yell to him like, "Could you lend me a hand, or could you like help me?"
Okay. So Dwayne, you're sitting in the back of this wagon, and you saw a large spider come from one tunnel behind you and just crawl over the wagon, like over you. And you hear him fighting it in front of the wagon. And then he
I'm
goes,
fighting the first spider.
yeah, that was the first
Oh,
one.
okay.
It
Thanks for the warning, by the way.
It happened it just all happened at the same time. So what do you do, Dwayne?
I decided to just wait this one out.
You're going to wait it out?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, it's the first spider's turn.
Yeah.
And it's going to try to... You're standing underneath it. It kind of backs up.
When it backs up,
Yeah.
can I hit it?
It's not moving out of your space. It's just you're underneath it like this. So
Yeah.
it goes like this. That way it can...
Okay.
That way it can bite you. And it... Actually, no. It doesn't try to bite you.
As it didn't move. As I didn't
Make
move.
a strength check.
Strength check. Oh, that's why strength check. 6.
Okay, so I need to roll. Oh yeah. So it exposes its abdomen to you.
Yeah.
And it sprays out a thick, silky web, and it pins you to the ground with the webbing.
Okay.
TJ, you see it just pin him to the ground with web, like Spider-Man style.
All right. Well, how far down is this hole?
It's about a 10-foot drop.
10-foot drop. Okay.
And at this point, you can see the walls have kind of been are being held together on the inside with thick webbing, and you would think that these spiders dug this little little hole.
In this trap?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and shoot my light crossbow at the spider that is pinning down this child, because I feel duty bound to help this helpless, hapless baby who managed to wear adult clothes.
For anyone who's confused, halflings are often mistaken for children because they're so small. So.
Nat 20.
I'm going to have to ban that die from this
Dude,
game.
I tell you, this is my lucky
I
die.
have to do a float test on that.
Alright, so I'm going to roll 2d8
Uh-huh.
and add my dex. So that's 12
What?
plus 3. That's 15 damage.
15 damage.
Fuck, how did you do that?
I
You
rolled a
basically-
crit. I got to roll my damage twice.
Ah,
I said abdomen and I meant thorax.
And I did
Oops.
good, yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you shoot it like right between the plating on its back, kind of in between its head and its abdomen area, and you just see yellow ooze just start spraying out of the wound, and it starts frantically kind of like moving its legs around, trying to figure out what just happened to it. Around this time, TJ, you see a second spider come from the other side of Lummel, and it attempts to sink its fangs into him, and it gets advantage because you're pinned to the ground.
Oh, that's a bummer.
What is your AC? 21, is it?
No, 15. I'm gonna die.
It bites you. You take 6 piercing damage,
Okay.
and give me a Constitution saving throw.
15 plus 2.
Okay, so that means you only take 6 points of poison damage instead of a lot more. So
Okay. Did you just kept me alive so it wouldn't start like the last time?
no, it's because you passed your Constitution check.
Okay.
Otherwise, you would have taken 12 points of poison damage.
Oh, then it would be that.
Yeah. Well,
Well, you'd be unconscious.
Okay.
so TJ, is now your turn.
Alright, I'm going to... Can I jump down? It's only 10 feet.
It might hurt. If you jump to the wagon, if you land in the wagon, it'll be less likely to hurt because it's not as far.
Jump on the spider.
Okay, I'm going to jump on the wagon.
Okay, yeah. Or like you said, you can jump on the spider. But...
I am not trying to die.
Okay, so you jump in the wagon. Give me acrobatics.
22.
Yeah, 22. You managed to land next to a very terrified man crouched down behind some casks of ale.
Okay. So I see there's the spider that I just hit with the crossbow over Paul, and another spider right next to him too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Paul's basically sandwiched in between 2 spiders at this moment.
Yeah, over this child that I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to cast. Can I jump down between them?
If you do, you may land on Lummel, who is restrained to the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna try and jump down between the 2 spiders.
Okay, sure. Give me an athletics, because you're basically going to have to jump over one of them that's on the ground to land between them.
17.
17, yeah, you jump over them, and when you land between them, you manage to get your feet on either side of Lummel. But you then realize, give me a strength check,
10.
that your feet are stuck to the webbing that he is restrained in.
Okay. I would like to cast Arms of Hadar.
Okay. And what does that say?
You invoke the power of Hadar, the Dark Hunger. Tendrils of dark energy erupt from you and batter all creatures within 10 feet of you. Each creature in that area must make a strength saving throw. On a failed save, the target takes 2d6 necrotic damage.
Okay, so they will do their saving throws. What do they got to be? Probably a 13 or something?
13. I think it's 14 now.
Lummel?
No, it's still...
Go ahead and give me a strength saving throw. You have disadvantage because you're restrained. No, you don't have disadvantage. It's
No,
just
no,
dex.
disadvantage. What is the text?
Strength.
Strength. 18.
18. You pass. All right.
That always works.
How much damage is going through?
Alright, let's use my lucky Dwarven die. 3 and 6, so 9.
9 damage. And
they cannot take reactions until their next turn. So,
so black shadowy tendrils kind of just erupt from within you.
Yeah.
Right? They just come out of your body and just like drill their way into the bodies of the spiders. The one that you had hit with the crossbow previously succumbs to whatever eldritch horror you've summoned forth and collapses down and curls its legs up and rolls on its back. The other one, however, while it's wounded, is definitely still in the fight.
All right.
Spider number 2. It shoots a web at you, TJ, but it overestimates and it just shoots right over your head and is all over the wagon behind you. The wagon's completely covered in webbing. Now, Lummel, it's your turn.
I try to free myself.
Okay, give me a strength check.
12.
Yeah, 12. You managed to rip yourself
Okay.
out of this webbing. This guy's kind of standing over you, but
Yeah.
you're small enough you can like stand in the same
Okay.
area as him. His feet, however, are stuck. And it's his turn now. TJ.
TJ is going to shoot with his crossbow.
Okay.
Try to hit that spider. 15.
15 hits.
Alright, that is a 1d8 plus dex. That's 7 plus 3, 10 damage.
10 damage.
Tell me, that crossbow, that's a lucky crossbow.
Yeah, you stick it. The crossbow bolt goes right into one of the creature's eyes, and you're almost certain it makes an audible squeal when it happens. But that would be impossible, right? Spiders don't have vocal cords, so that's insane. And it just kind of bowls over you, or attempts to. Why don't you both give me strength checks?
Could I try to dodge out of the way?
Your feet are stuck to the webbing on the floor.
Can I try to dodge out of the way?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I try to do that.
Give me a dexterity check then.
12 plus 4, 16.
So he dives out of the way.
Mine's a 2 minus 2.
You get a 2. So your feet are
You got a 0.
you're trying to move. You get a 0.
A 2 minus 2.
Your feet are stuck to the webbing on the floor. You try to get out of the way, and this thing just runs straight into you and knocks you to the ground super hard. You take 5 bludgeoning damage, and
Okay.
now your lower body is all stuck to the webbing, basically.
Alright, so I'm going to use Hellish Rebuke.
Okay.
And so any creature that has damaged me, I point my finger, and they are surrounded momentarily by hellish flames. Must make a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Well, the spider didn't hurt you, the ground did. So no, I'm just joking. I'm joking. Dexterity saving throw and
Yeah.
beat what?
And it has to beat a 13.
It beats it.
A 13? Okay, so it takes half damage.
Okay.
So do you want me to roll 2 10s and take half, or just roll 1 10?
2 10s.
So
Sorry.
roll 2 10s and take half of that?
Yep.
Alright. Let's do that. That is a 3 and a 2, so that's 2 damage.
That's 2 more damage. It does not like being set on fire, though. It's not set up. Momentarily being engulfed in flames.
Hellish flames.
So they're what color?
The color of hell.
Which is
Chartreuse.
chartreuse flames. Lummel, you've dived out of the way of this giant spider.
How far away am I?
You're within 5 feet of it. You're within melee range. You're just prone on the ground.
Okay. If I stand up, I still can hit it.
Yeah, just take some of your movement.
Okay, well, yeah. Oh no, I can walk and then shoot an arrow in the same turn? Walk away a little bit further?
Sure, but if you walk away, it can try to hit you, or you can use your action to disengage, but that will
Okay,
not let you attack after that.
I hit it with my short sword.
Okay.
1, natural 1.
Natural 1.
Plus 6, I guess.
Okay. So natural 1 means you did real bad.
I guess so.
Bad stuff usually
So
happens.
even if it was like a 1 plus 20, you would still miss.
And that's not technically in the rules, but it's way more fun when people mess up. So roll that 126-sided die for me.
117 or 107?
It's 117.
Okay.
So you just miss. You're lucky.
Okay.
You could have lost everything.
Well, I could have hit him. I mean, I can't hit myself.
You can hit yourself with a sword. Yeah, that happened all the time. Wait, blades are dangerous. TJ, the Warlock.
Wait, I can still move, or can I?
Oh yeah, you can still move. If
I get a little behind TJ as that already trying to disengage.
so, you're just kind of like moving around.
Yeah, so that that TJ is between me and the spider.
Oh, perfect.
Or is that walking away?
If you get more than 5 feet away from it, it'll attack you. But you can get behind TJ with the spider still, with him, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Because you can share the space of other creatures because you're small.
Yeah, but I want to be behind him.
He's laying down in webs.
Okay,
So, but yeah, sure, no problem. TJ the Warlock. You got the
Right.
spider bearing down on you. The lower half of your body is trapped.
I'm going to raise my crossbow.
Okay.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches. And I'm going to shoot the advancing spider right in his group of eyes. Hopefully, we'll see.
Alright.
7.
7.
Why can't he use a crossbow in close combat?
Okay.
Like without a
so
disadvantage?
crossbows are like pistols,
Oh, okay.
but like a bow, you're having
It's
to
more
like
like a
do the
rifle.
whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your crossbow misfires, and when you look at it, it's all gummed up and webbing from where you've fallen down. So there's a bunch of webs all over the top of it.
Okay.
And now it's going to try to bite you, Erik. And you're restrained, so I'm going to say it has advantage on you. I'm going to assume an 18 hits, 18 plus. And you take 9 piercing damage.
Alright.
And give me a Constitution saving throw.
21.
Okay, so that means you only take 7.
So 16 damage overall?
Yeah,
Okay.
7 poison damage.
Okay.
Still awake?
No, I'm unconscious.
Okay, so he's unconscious now, and it's just you and this spider.
Okay.
But it has multiple wounds. You can see just
I previously took 5, right?
Okay.
being knocked over.
Oh, yeah.
Am I in range with my short sword?
Yeah, you'd have to kind of step over him, but yes.
Try to hit him with a short sword.
Okay, roll.
Try to roll.
Yeah, roll to hit.
10 plus the
6.
attack bonus, is
Yep.
it? Yeah, 16.
That hits.
Okay, damage. 1d6 plus 4. 7.
7 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 damage. You stab your sword right into its mouth as it's trying to bite TJ a second time. And your blade comes out, just the very tip of your blade comes out the top of its head. And the entire spider just slumps forward and falls on top of both of you.
Nice.
Try to push it a little bit
Give
to
me a
the side.
Give me a strength check.
Like, I'm doing
Yep.
this.
I'll
Avoiding
try
it
to
and
push
at
it
the same
too.
time pushing it
This
away.
thing weighs quite a bit. So
I would say it's a
so good luck.
dexterity check.
I'll try to push it soon.
Strength check. You're unconscious, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true.
14 plus 0.
Yeah, it's not quite enough. Basically, his head is like resting on top of TJ at this point. But
Ugh.
Okay.
You're okay. You're still just kind of standing there with your sword stuck in its head.
Okay.
Because now its head, flat on the ground, is like kind of level with where you would be. And you don't hear anything else. There's no more turns or anything, but he is unconscious.
Okay, so I try to. Well, I scream to the dwarves above the, like on top of the hole. I need some help here moving this spider away. Could you jump down and help me?
Hi, This is Casey Bolin, the Dungeon Master of Viking and Dragons, and I'm here to tell you about our local gaming shop in Wasilla, MJ Cards and Comics, because without places like them, we wouldn't even exist. MJ Cards and Comics stocks everything from Dungeons & Dragons, to Pathfinder, to Warhammer, to Magic the Gathering, and countless other types of nerdy merchandise. And they do this thing called 20-Cider Tuesdays, where all of their 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons books are 20% off on Tuesday. Also, if you mention Viking and Dragons when you purchase anything over $20, they'll give you a free Reaper Bones mini, which, by the way, are great. I had about 300 of them at one point, and I love every single one of them like they were my children. Anyway, head over to MJ Cards and Comics and check them out. They're great. The stuff they sell is great. Robert's great. Everything's great.
I try to. Well, I scream to the dwarves above the, on top of the hole. I need some help here moving this spider away. Could you jump down and help me?
Yeah, sure. You see their Longbelt is looking down into the pit, and he's shouting for someone to bring a ladder, to grab a ladder, and they're like, "Well, get down there as soon as we can." But
Well, I try to stabilize him from underneath the.
So you made a medicine check.
Medicine check.
If you
Alphabetical.
he is still covered in webs too. So
14 plus 1, 15.
That's enough to stabilize it.
Okay.
So he is stable, and you hear kind of like the wind rushing through these two tunnels in front of you and behind you while you're down there.
Okay. Yeah, try to drag him out first, like from.
Sure, he's stuck in the webbing.
Okay.
So you'd have to do something about that first.
Are the dwarves already downstairs?
Then you can see them bringing and setting, like putting.
Yeah. Well, I cut around and try to free him from, like, very carefully cutting to try to free him from the webbings and drag him out, like stable position.
It's not a difficult thing to do.
Okay.
You cut the webbing off, and as you do, your sword kind of knocks against a pouch he has hanging on his waist, and you hear a glass, like clinking sound.
As I'm nice of it, I totally ignore that because it's not mine. I'm not an asshole.
Oh, that's new.
Okay. I heard something from the tunnels.
Wind just
blowing through. I investigate, like, the entrance of one of the tunnels.
Okay, yeah. So you walk up to the entrance of one of the tunnels.
Carefully, stealthy.
And give me a stealth check then too.
16.
16? Yeah, you're pretty stealthy, and but you're a halfling.
Yeah.
You can't roll ones.
Oh, that's good to know.
The lucky.
Yeah, I forgot that.
Oh well, nothing bad happened. You just missed.
Well, I just got a lot of damage when it attacked me. I know that was
not from rolling one.
Oh, okay,
you
yeah.
just missed. It might have been dead sooner. Oh well. Yeah, you just look down and you see the whole tunnel has, like, webbing kind of like crossing, hanging down a lot of the walls. And you just see, like, the webbing blowing in a breeze.
Okay.
And, like, a source of light. Like, the tunnel kind of curves to the right about 20 meters down.
Okay.
And you can see light.
Well, I actually want to, like, check if there's, like, a medicine dwarf, like I'm calling Doctor first, and hope that there's a medicine dwarf who can, like, do more.
Oh, medicine dwarf? I thought you said medicine wolf, and I was really confused. Okay.
Well, if there's a medicine wolf, I'm taking the medicine wolf, but yeah.
You're okay with a medicine wolf? Eric, are you okay with the medicine wolf treating you?
I'm okay with anybody treating me. I do seem to remember being healed almost effortlessly by these dwarves before, so...
Yep.
Yeah, so... Is the medicine dwarf checking him out, or... Is he healed now? Could you talk to me, please?
2 dwarves have come down. One of them you recognize as the healer that was overseeing the games. And he does, in fact, breathe some life back into Erik. He gets 11 points of healing done. Woohoo!
11.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than 0.
Yes, it is.
How can I
And they said
heal myself?
How can you heal yourself?
Well, I tell the medicine dwarf after he's healed, guys, I'm kind of I got hit pretty bad as well. Can you
Yeah, sure.
give a plaster or something?
Plaster?
No, how do you call that?
Cast.
A cast?
No, what you put like on the cut or something?
A band-aid? A bandage?
Whatever. A bandage.
Well,
Band-aid,
he
whatever.
heals you for 4 points of damage.
Okay. Back at 10.
He says he only has 1 spell slot left for the day, in whatever terminology that makes sense in game. He says he can only cast one more healing spell today, so
Oh, I say
Oh, cool, I'll take it.
so you want it? I mean,
Yeah, I'll take it.
yeah, okay, sure. 5 more points.
Woo!
Uh,
And then he says, "We need to get this ale out of here and get the hell out."
I try to get some ale in my water skin. I pour out the water of my water skin and try to get some ale in there.
The ones that are cracked open are pretty much drained out. And now there's enough dwarves that climb down, it'd be pretty hard. You can still attempt it.
Like, would I have to open a new keg for that,
Or there's some that are like kind of busted open, you'd have to like maybe like reach inside them and then
Yeah, I totally want to do
give me a
that.
sleight of hand.
D20.
I'm gonna give you inspiration because that is his flaw.
6 plus 4, it's 10.
Is that his character is an alcoholic.
You have inspiration, so you could do it twice if you want to.
You can. I'm giving you an inspiration.
No, I have 10 already. I think 10 is like minimum you need.
No, 10 is like an average person.
Yeah, try it.
That doesn't mean that it works half the time. An average person
I just
could-
cooked 2 fucking spiders. I need my beer.
Okay, yeah. They I'm gonna say that's exactly what you say to them when they look over and see you doing it, and they say, "All right, that makes sense. Like, yeah, you can have as much as you want from any of the broken casks of ale." Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, I get inspiration 1.
Yeah. And then you guys are sitting down here, and the dwarves are trying to load up.
Okay, so you said it sounds like there's wind coming from. Do we feel the wind, or is it
Yeah,
just
there's a
the
breeze.
sound
There's a breeze
coming from these underground tunnels?
Yep, coming from one side and blowing through to the other tunnel.
Okay. I turn to this small child that we've just saved, and I guess
The halfling.
The
At this
halfling.
point, it's very clear to you that it's a halfling.
I recognize him as a halfling, and I saw how he, I guess, handled himself during that fight, and I tell him to guard. Tell him to guard one of the entrances, and I'll guard the other one. These dwarves work.
I tell him thanks for helping me out.
Oh, thanks for helping me out too.
No problem. And I say, yeah, sure. I'm gonna investigate a little bit though and head in.
All right.
I try to be sneaky. Can I sneak while I hold a torch?
Yeah, you can walk quietly while you hold a torch.
I light my torch. I have a Dungeoneer's pack, so I have 10 torches and a tinderbox. I light one torch.
Give me 1 second. So you take a torch and
I light it and sneak in like the cave, but like try always look around if there's like shit around, like traps and stuff.
there's a lot of webbing.
Okay, yeah,
So
try to
you're-
avoid the webbing.
Yeah, some of it is just unavoidable.
I
So
burn it with
you
the
burn
torch.
it off with the torch. It's
Yeah.
pretty easy to do that, yeah. And it rounds a bend, and inside of this bend, you can feel like the wind blowing in from behind you into this chamber that you come across. And there's a big blue big blue glowing crystal
Yeah.
in the middle of this little circular room, and it seems to be giving off warmth.
Is
You
there
can
anything-
feel warmth.
Anything else in the room?
Yeah, there's a lot of webs,
Yeah.
and you see clustered all around the bottom of this gem eggs, maybe the size of a basketball.
Okay, is there one of those eggs?
Or a football.
Oh, football. Is
Football.
Is
Okay.
there one of those eggs like a little further away from the others?
No, they're all kind of just webbed to
Okay.
the ground and on this big crystal.
I torch one of those.
eggs.
You just stick the torch in one of the eggs.
Yeah, I try to
Right,
burn
it's
it.
kind of, it's not like a chicken egg. It's got a pretty soft shell. It just kind of mushes in and just burns away.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do it egg after egg after egg
You're
after egg.
just melting all the eggs with your torch.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, then I investigate the blue crystal.
The blue crystal, yeah, it's just a big blue crystal growing out of the ground. It's giving off heat. Not a lot, but it's warm. You can feel the warmth.
That's probably why they put their eggs on it.
Okay, so no investigation check.
You can give me an investigation check. Sorry, yeah.
check.
Sorry.
Yeah. 7 + 2, 9.
9?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you're doing all this, you look up and you can see all sorts of things wrapped up in webbing hanging from the ceiling.
Oh.
I hold my torch up to identify what's up there.
Yeah, it's a bunch of indistinguishable shapes. Some of them are longer, some of them are rounder, all just hanging, completely covered in webbing, like wrapped up in webbing from the ceiling.
You gotta get out of there, man. You're gonna be
Like
the next
Burn that shit down.
You burn it down?
Well, I try to burn it down so it falls off down.
Okay, sure. You light one of them on fire, and as the webbing starts peeling away, you can very clearly see a human face, but it's like decomposed, inside
Okay.
the webbing. Yeah, and it burns a little bit, but it doesn't like spread.
Okay.
The webbing just kind of melts off of it.
Right.
The webs are probably they're as thick as like skinny ropes.
If I look up there, does it look like there's a bigger space up there where a spider might be able to hide?
This whole place looks like a place a spider might be able to hide.
Well, I thought I cleaned up all the webbings and the.
It would be a multi-day ordeal.
How big is the cave?
That's about 20 feet wide, probably about just as tall.
Okay.
And there's just a network of webbing above it and shapes dangling inside there.
I turn around and leave.
Okay.
And yeah.
Yeah, you get back to the entrance of the tunnel.
Yeah, from my side, I scream over to him. Yeah, in mine there's just a blue crystal and a big room of spiderwebs.
A crystal?
A blue crystal. A warm blue crystal.
It's warm?
And blue.
Did you touch it? Don't touch strange
No,
crystals
I didn't
underground.
touch it. I didn't touch it. It was just radiating heat.
Did you tell the dwarves about it?
No.
Okay, don't. Let's go look at it.
Okay.
So you go back with him then?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. You go back in, and it's, as he's described, you see a bunch of burned up giant spider eggs at the base of it. You see
All right.
a big glowing blue crystal that's warm, radiating heat.
I'm gonna do an Arcana check on it.
Sure.
7.
It is definitely a magical crystal that radiates heat.
Cool. I'm gonna try and remove it.
It's about 6 feet tall.
I'm gonna try and
about
remove it.
3 feet around. Go give me a strength check. If that's how you're just trying to pull it out of the ground.
No, I'm just trying to topple it.
Okay, yeah.
I hide.
Don't hide. Get ready to attack.
Yeah, I'm hiding, but take my bow out.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the corner of the room.
What is it?
4.
It's a 4. Your efforts are not rewarded as you attempt to push this crystal over.
So it didn't budge at all?
Didn't move at all. This thing's firmly in the ground.
Alright, what does the base look like?
The base of the crystal, it's covered in burnt up spider eggs. You have to...
Is it on, you said it was on a pedestal?
No. It's coming straight out of the ground.
Okay.
And when you touched it, your whole body was filled with warmth, by the way. You just felt warm.
Okay. Let's go get some tools.
I have a shovel. And an iron pot.
Oh, I've got 2 crowbars. I'm gonna try and wedge it in at the bottom where this thing meets the stone.
Sure. It's dirt floor.
Okay.
So you would just be like scraping the dirt away with your crowbar.
Okay, and then how... Okay, I want to do that until I see where it's attached to the something solid, if it is.
Scraping and scraping, you get like
Just got a shovel.
Yeah,
You gonna start shoveling?
I throw in my shovel and go back in hiding with my bow ready.
Okay. So, how far do you want to dig?
As far as I can.
Okay, you're digging for about 10 minutes. You're like 2 or 3 feet down, and there's no, at least yet, no end to this crystal. And a dwarf walks in. You hear him call out before he does. Is everything okay? And he's like walking around the corner into there.
Yep.
He walks in and says, "Oh, what's this? Do you need help with something?"
Yeah, sure.
I think
Trying to dislodge this crystal.
I mean, we could get a bunch of guys down here to try to get this out if it's safe. Are you sure that it's safe?
No. But don't you guys want to focus on getting out of this spider hole?
I mean, yeah, but you guys have proved your worth as caravan guards, so we don't want to leave you behind.
All right. Well, yeah. If you want to maybe get a horse down here or something.
He doesn't think that they'll be able to get a horse down in the hole, but he will go.
Could use that extra horsepower.
He will go talk to Longbelt at what they can do.
All right. Cool.
And over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, these dwarves have erected a complex pulley system that just goes through the curved tunnel and have wrapped some kind of chain harness around this thing and have 4 dudes down there digging until
So the dwarves, they know probably a lot about crystal.
Yeah, more about stone, but sure.
And such things found in stone. So I'm going to ask them about this thing and if there's anything they can tell me about it.
Sure. Yeah, they're not sure. They've never seen this specific thing before. It's obviously some kind of magical crystal that they could probably sell to a lot for somebody who wants a crystal that'll heat something up, to heat their house or something.
Cool.
You know?
Does the crystal appear to be, like, is there anything, what's the correct term? Are there any sections that are breaking off?
No, it seems to be pretty solid. There's no, it's not like chipped or anything. Like think of like a really stereotypical like cartoon crystal growing out of a wall. That's what it looks like.
Okay.
But it's out of the ground.
Alright.
I'm getting bored, so I leave watching the dwarves and start heading to the other tunnel and sneak in.
Yeah, I'll go with them.
So you're going down the other tunnel?
Sure.
Okay. It curves the opposite direction, and after about 2 or 3 minutes of walking, you come up to just a big wall of like just solid webbing.
Torch.
Yeah, I'm going to light a torch.
You guys are just burning it down?
I'm going to join them, yeah.
You hear...
If you start burning it down, I step back, get my bow out and try to hide.
Okay, you hear screaming from the other side. Sounds like dwarves screaming.
Okay.
And when it burns away, you find that the entrance of this tunnel, or the exit of this tunnel, was actually what appeared to be a wall in the chamber where the crystal was, but it was just completely plastered over with webbing.
So it went all the way around?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, let's go inside.
All right. So yeah, you startled the dwarves, and they thought something was coming, but it was just you guys.
Okay.
And they're relieved.
All right. Cool.
I look if there's another entrance, like another webbing, where a door or like a
There's
passage.
the walls are just caked in webs, so it could be.
Start poking around.
Yeah.
I'm burning shit down.
All right. Well, the dwarves ask if you can just hold off until they get the crystal out, at least.
Well, I thought it's a big room, so I can move on the other side of it, and start burning shit.
Try cutting it.
I keep burning it.
Okay. Well, the dwarves are uneasy, but they don't want to like start any confrontation with you, so they don't ask again. And yeah, you're burning things, burning the webbing off the walls. Just kind of like melts back, peels away from your torch pretty easily for the most part. One of the things dangling from the ceiling ends up dropping to the ground, and it's a humanoid figure that's wrapped up in webbing. Just because the webs you burn were like part of its support structure or whatever.
Investigate it.
Yeah, pop that sucker open.
Investigating check or
Investigation check, yes.
6 plus 2, 8.
Yeah, it's a humanoid wrapped up in, unless you want to remove the webbing from him.
Yeah, I start removing the webbing from him.
Okay.
Start on the face.
Starting from the face? Yeah, you peel the webbing off the face, and it's the figure of a young elf woman.
She hot?
She's an elf. I would say when she was alive, she probably would, but at this point,
she's dead.
You would probably... Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd probably be disgusted with her appearance at this point because...
Spiders have been eating on her for a
I've
little
been
bit.
sucking her juices out.
Okay, I cut away the rest of the webbing and loot her.
You cut away the rest of... Yeah, okay. Yeah, as you pull it out, she's pretty plainly dressed. She's just wearing some green robes, and all you find on her is a wrapped up piece of paper.
Read it. Try to read it.
You open it up, and it just looks like gibberish to you.
Okay, I'm walking over to him and...
It doesn't even look like a written language. It just looks like scribbles and weird symbols. And...
So I walk over to him and ask him if he knows what this is. Does he know?
What
How does it look like?
What does it look like? It looks like a piece of paper with a bunch of scribbles and symbols all over it.
Are any of the symbols magical symbols?
Give me an Arcana check. This is a spell scroll, Erik.
That's what I was thinking, but I figured I'd be able to recognize it.
It is a spell scroll, yeah.
Yeah,
The reason you didn't is because you're
a
not
nat 20.
Yeah, it's a spell scroll. You can read it.
What's
It's a spell of Sleet Storm.
okay?
Spell scroll of Sleet Storm.
Well, I'd pick it up and say, just ranting to a deranged person and put it in my pocket.
I demand it back. No, fuck. I believe him, I guess. Or can I roll it?
Yeah, you can roll it. You can roll Deception, Erik, and you can roll Insight.
Insight.
Deception. +5.
Oh, it counts.
What is it?
It's like a 4, maybe? It's right there. You dropped a die on the floor.
Yeah, that's a 4, and I rolled a 20.
Is it? Okay.
Not a nat 20.
You rolled a 15 plus 5.
Yeah.
So yeah, you believe him that it's just
Okay.
a crazy person's writings. Which may or may not actually be true.
I'm kind of like, yeah, keep it. And yeah,
Alright, so we're gonna be burning or
keep
slashing
on burning.
around.
Keep on burning.
Sure, yeah.
Slashing shit.
I'm slashing around trying to find
Yeah, more of these figures start falling down. But as you guys search through them, they seem to be mostly completely decomposed. A lot of them are just small animals. There's like a deer that's been drained hanging from the ceiling, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And you don't find anything else of value in here.
Okay.
The dwarves, by this point, 10-15 minutes has passed. They're dragging the crystal back up through the way you guys fell in. They've written off the cart. The cart's unlost. The wagon got broken from the fall, but they're ready to pack up and head out if you guys are.
Yeah.
On my way out, I grabbed the 2 dead vultures.
The 2 dead vultures in the back of the wagon that are halfway plugged.
No, they're fully plugged.
Fully plugged?
I'm a good hunter, so I can plug a bird in like 10 minutes.
Sure. Alright, they're fully plugged.
And
Vultures,
yeah,
I'll give you
I climb out of the hole and try to find a new wagon where I can ride in.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. They're willing to give you guys rides on any wagons.
Well, I can jump over there with Longbelt. Actually, I'm going to just jump in next to him wherever he jumps in because I want to get to know this guy. We just
Sure, yeah. Just so you got a wagon now that's way overloaded with ale. Way too much, like double stacked. You got a Longbelt's wagon. You got a wagon that's just full of lumber that they use to construct the Yuleblot stuff. You got a wagon that has a bunch of food stores and stuff in there. Wagon with a bunch of canvas and silks. Where are you guys going?
I'm following him.
I go to the ale wagon, to the new ale wagon.
Okay. It's stacked like 3 meters, 4 meters high in the back, and there's no sitting room. There's a guy driving it. There's room for one up front, but
Okay. Which are the other wagons again?
there's Longbelt's wagon, a lumber wagon, food wagon.
I go to the food
canvas.
wagon.
Okay, yeah, sure. The inside's like a little kitchen, basically. But the guy who's wearing a ridiculous chef hat says, "You're welcome to ride in my wagon."
I'm like, thank you very much, and jam it.
Wow, you guys are some really good fighters. Where did you learn all those moves?
Oh man, that fight really tired me out. I'm gonna take a snooze.
Well, I tell him I was just like always a hunter, so or not always.
Oh, that's really interesting. Tell me more.
Well, yeah, and if you kill animals, you learn to handle a bow, and then further you go, the more dangerous the roads become. So you learn to.
Do you want me to cook those vultures for you?
I can cook it myself, but yeah, no, go for it,
Yeah.
please. You can have one vulture if you want to.
So there's this chef in the back of this wagon who's just been sitting back there, and there's a different guy driving it, and he pulls out a pot and like lights this little fire on this range stove that's in the back of this, or not range, more like a cast iron potbelly stove in the back of this wagon, and he starts telling you all about his grandmother's vulture recipe.
Okay, I'm listening intently.
Yep.
Because I always I'm looking for new ways to cook.
Yeah, he's cutting up radishes, putting them in there, cutting up onions, putting them in there, cutting up beets, putting them in there.
Okay. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, and 15 minutes later, he's got some kind of vulture concoction in a bowl, and he hands it over to you.
I thank him and start eating.
Yeah. And
Try to regain some hit points.
And have you eaten vulture before?
Yeah, I'm a hunter. I eat everything I kill.
Well, it's the best vulture soup that you've ever had.
I tell to the chef.
Okay.
That's
Oh, thank you, he says.
I kick him, try to wake him up, and offer him.
The chef?
No, him.
Oh, TJ.
He's sleeping.
Sorry,
TJ doesn't like to be woken up, so he ignores you completely.
Okay, I just wanted to be nice and keep by myself and keep eating. And maybe listening to his grandmother's shit.
Okay, yeah. The whole time he's telling you all about all of the recipes that his grandmother taught him. So you guys are going on the road. It starts to get a little around dusk, and Longbelt calls for the caravan to stop and make camp. Put the wagons up on the top of the hill, circle all the wagons, and make a fire in the middle. And,
Classic.
4 dwarves are staying up to be the watch for the night, and you guys are free to do whatever you want here.
About like, are we taking? Is this caravan filled with all the people who are at Yuleblot?
No, Longbelt's close family, basically.
Okay.
6 wagons. There were other dwarves there, and they went other directions and stuff like that when they departed.
Well, it's canon that I was sleeping all of yesterday, so I'm wide awake. So I'm gonna be out there with the guards.
I'm looking for a place by the fire, roll out my mat, and chill out.
Okay.
Warm up. Yeah, we'll look for something to eat, maybe.
Yeah, there's plenty of rations around. Like,
Vulture.
yeah.
Do they still have some vulture left?
I don't know. Did you eat it all? 2 whole vultures that are the size of your body?
I guess I didn't, so... Probably have some left, so
Yeah.
I'll prepare some and eat it.
And the chef that cooked it for you, his name is Albert. He asked if he can put his roll next to yours.
I said, yeah, sure, man. Let's do it.
Oh, that's wonderful, he says. Let me tell you about my mother's blood pudding.
Okay, that sounds really delicious. Yeah.
And it tells you all about his mother's blood pudding, and if you give me an intelligence check, you can remember his mother's blood pudding recipe for the rest of your life.
Okay. 16.
16. You remember his mother's blood pudding recipe.
I'm gonna go take that Sleet Storm scroll that I found earlier, and I'm going to pop it in the back of that prize that I won.
Okay, so it screws off a little bit on the bottom. You put it in there and put the cap back on. And all of the gems on the item glow bright blue for maybe like half a second, and then they go dark.
Oh wow! All right. Is
Just broken.
this item, is it wandish in nature?
It's not a wand, no.
Okay.
It's about as big as a map case or something like that. You can hear a river kind of off in the distance.
Can I use this time to try to get attuned to the object, or
Yeah, sure.
see what
Yeah.
the effects it has, or
Sure, yeah.
whatever it requires?
Yeah, so all you have to do is spend a short rest focused on that item, being in physical contact with it. So yeah, just studying it, you learn that you put a spell scroll in it, it eats the spell scroll, and then you can cast that spell out of it once, instead of retrieving a spell scroll. But it can hold 4 spell scrolls.
Oh, okay. And
Spells can also be cast onto it, and it can store those spells.
Okay.
So it'd be like using a spell scroll, you have to make an Arcana check, and if it's above a level spell you can cast, it'll just be a more difficult
Okay.
thing to cast.
Cool.
So there's like a chance it could fail or whatever.
And do I know what this thing's name is? It's like a
I guess I could name it after the dude who made it. So then I guess it would be the Holly apparatus. Holley. That's written on the bottom of it, I guess. I'm assuming at some point in the night everyone goes to sleep.
Yeah.
Get their long rest. Or no, what's your passive perception? TJ. So wisdom. Oh, just 10. But you are woken up kind of abruptly. Where were you sleeping?
Just somewhere within the wagons.
Yeah. Okay. You're woken up abruptly in the night, like you kind of like catch your breath, and you look around and there's nobody around you. And
Like all those people are gone?
and the fire's burned down and there's just embers and there's nobody around you that you can see.
Are the wagons still there?
The wagons are still there.
Well, I'm gonna get up and see if the guards are still outside of the. Were the guards outside the wagons?
Kind of standing between wagons. You know what I mean?
And they're all gone too.
Give me a investigation, I guess. Look around. Yeah.
20.
20. Yeah. The guards are not there.
Do I notice anything else?
Yeah. There's no sign of anybody being in the camp.
But there's signs that they were there.
It's like you fell asleep and woke up and everybody just walked off or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
But the air is like super, super still. There's no wind or anything. And you can't hear any nature sounds or anything like that.
Okay.
And you got a nice perception. So you're looking around, there's and you realize you can't see any celestial bodies, there's no stars, no moon.
Okay. I'm gonna do an Arcana check and
Sure.
see if I know anything about this magic. 19.
19.
Lucky dice.
You're not aware of something that could make people disappear or get rid of the stars.
Well, I think that maybe I've been moved to a copy.
Enchanted or okay. It doesn't make sense magically what you're experiencing. And you realize outside of the camp also is just pitch black. It's just like a wall of blackness, just inky blackness.
Okay. All right. Well, I've learned that if you pull your covers over your head, nothing can hurt you.
Is that what you do?
No, I'm gonna I guess I'm gonna get up. I mean, what else can I do? I guess I can go back to bed. But I don't know. I'm not dreaming. I don't feel like I'm dreaming or.
This feels 100% real. Like
Okay.
tactile sensation, everything.
Huh. I'm gonna pinch myself.
It hurts.
Oh dang. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna get up.
Okay, when you get up, you kind of hear like the sound of something stirring over near the fire.
Okay. I'm gonna investigate it.
All right, and when you walk over there, it's you have to roll for it. It's pretty easy to see. At first, you think it's like a stone next to the fire because it's ringed by stones. But you see a freshly newborn baby lying on the ground. It's still wet. There's like bits of placenta on it and everything. It's just
wow. All right. I'm gonna grab like a blanket and pick it up.
Okay. When you reach to pick it up, you realize that it's holding the holly apparatus. It's like clutching it.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Charm Person on this baby.
Okay. Cast Charm Person. I just have to Google a question about Charm Person because this is a baby. This is a weird situation, so I don't know exactly how this might turn out. Okay. You cast Charm Person on it. It's a baby, so it doesn't seem to be behaving any differently. It wasn't like wailing before or anything, And you pick it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remove delicately the holly apparatus from the baby's grasp.
Yeah, you take it, no problem. All of the gems are glowing on it.
Can I tell what spells are it's consumed?
No.
Oh.
You just there's 4 gems on it, and they're all glowing bright blue. Like when you put your spell scroll in there, and it did it for like a second. They're all just doing it constantly right now. And as you're holding the baby, you hear a crashing sound behind you from where one of the wagons was.
I'm gonna
like very, very loud.
Is the holly apparatus have any spells in it right now?
As far as you know, it has 1.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna investigate the sound.
So you turn around and you see that a wagon has been pushed aside by a skeletal hand. That's about 10 feet wide. It's just swiped it to the side, coming out of the inky blackness. And it's reaching towards you and the baby to grab you guys. And the baby starts crying super, super loud. You hear the voice of one of the Dwarven sentries calling out that somebody's approaching the camp. And you wake up.
All right. Okay.
And you're just covered in sweat,
That's a shitty dream.
Yeah. It felt like 100%
Yeah.
real.
A vision.
So the sentries are calling out somebody's wandering into camp, or coming towards the camp.
Does he have skeleton hands? I don't trust this dude already.
And
all right,
you hear...
I'm gonna go up and try to...
Okay, and you're woken up by the sentries also.
Okay. Do I know what's happening, or am I just woken up?
You're just woken up by the sentries saying, there's somebody coming to the camp, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I look the way they are pointing at.
Yeah, they're kind of standing like just outside the firelight, and you can see them
It's still nighttime?
Yeah. Okay. Kind of conversing with a figure a little bit taller than them, but he seems to kind of be swaying back and forth on his feet a little bit. You see they kind of talk for 5-10 seconds, and then you see Gratturr, an orc that you met previously, stumble into camp covered head to toe in blood.
Gratturr, what the hell happened to you?
I don't know.
That sounds horrible.
Pretty long story. Yeah, another day maybe.
Okay, I guess you probably just want to get some rest then.
That was the sound of Gratturr falling down on the camp and going to sleep, I'm assuming. Yeah, all's quiet. Everything seems perfectly normal in the camp.
I go back to sleep.
All right, Lummel goes back to sleep.
Yeah, I guess I'm going back to sleep too.
You have a little bit of difficulty kind of thinking about what you saw, but you eventually fall back asleep.
All right.
And you guys wake up the next day to the sounds of people packing up camp and getting ready to roll out.
All right. Well,
Hit points.
Oh yeah, you slept, so you get your hit points back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hi, this is Casey Boland, the DM from the show you're listening to right now, Biking and Dragons. So, I have this friend, Tack Havoc. Me and him go way back. The first time we ever met, he kicked a soccer ball and it hit me in the face, so I threw an old egg at him and hit him in the ribs, and we've been great friends ever since. True story. I just wanted to let you know about his new project called Millennial, produced by Darius Dossman. If you like the hippity hop or just good music in general, check it out on Google Play, Amazon, iTunes, Bandcamp, or Spotify. He always puts out top-notch stuff, so if you're looking for tunes to cruise around to that are everything from humorous to insightful to politically relevant, Tack Havoc's stuff is the shit you need. Again, that's Millennial by Tack Havoc. I will put it in the description below the video. You guys are rolling down the river.
what?
Alongside a river. Remember I said you heard a river?
That is a CCR joke because for some reason in Mexico everybody loves CCR.
I've heard Creedence Clearwater Revival probably 24 times at just businesses since I've been here. It's weird. The road kind of curves alongside to follow a river that's maybe like 100 meters across, kind of like fast moving. And you're up front with Longbelt, TJ. Mm-hmm. So he just explains, there's just, we got to cross one bridge and then it's a straight shot all the way up to Rit, which is where we're headed and you're headed. So
Perfect.
Just another couple of days after that, you come to kind of a hill that goes up and you can see a bridge spanning the river. It's like an arch stone bridge. Longbelt brags about how his ancestors built this bridge a few hundred years ago, and you can indeed see like Dwarven runes on the side of it and everything. And then as you guys get closer to the bridge, you can see a very large figure standing in the middle of the bridge with piles of goods all around him. And it's very, very obvious to you guys that it's an ogre about 10 to 12 feet tall, holding a chain in his hand that is wrapped around the neck of a black bear. Kind of like, imagine like a dude with a pit bull, but this is an ogre with a black bear on a chain.
Does he seem to be aggressive, or does he just want us to pay the troll toll?
He's standing right in the middle of the bridge, and his head's just following you guys as you approach. Longbelt notices him last because he was like talking to you, and then he's like, "Oh, stop!" They all stop. You guys are probably 50 meters from the bridge, and the ogre's just standing there, breathing heavily, watching you guys.
All right, well, I'm gonna ask Longbelt. Is this normal?
No, this is not normal, he says.
All right, so we're gonna kill this guy then.
As you are discussing this with Longbelt, the ogre on the bridge cries out, and he says,
Nuxoquat present!
Okay, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
It's a wide bridge.
Are you guys coming with me?
Yeah, I'll come with you.
All right, and then
Yeah.
are any of the dwarves coming?
They all look pretty scared. It's possible you could convince them to go with you.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna try to convince a couple dwarves to come with us.
Okay.
So the security detachment, I guess.
Roll a persuasion check
Persuasion.
and tell me.
15.
15. How are you convincing them to come up on this ogre?
Really calmly, like I'm acting like I'm just gonna be so calm and so confident that they just can't help but like follow me.
Okay.
Like I'm just gonna be like, all right, let's go deal with it.
Okay.
And then kind of motion for two of the guards to come with me.
Okay, I want to check out the black bear.
The black bear,
I don't want to physically.
Yeah.
I want to check it out.
Like visually?
It looks like, does it look happy? Does it look sad? Is it treated well?
I'm so glad you asked me that very specific question. Give me a perception check.
15 plus 3,
18. So with your halfling eyes, you can see that it actually has a plank of wood, almost like a small 2x4 hanging around its neck, and written in really bad handwriting on the 2x4 are the words "happy." Or just the word "happy."
Okay.
And that's written right here. So,
Okay, so it's happy.
and it's kind of panting, like with its tongue out. You know,
What?
it's kind of panting.
Okay.
And just sitting there next to the ogre, like not really paying attention to anything, just kind of sitting there.
So it doesn't feel horrible. Like the fur is all intact.
Yeah.
It's mangy.
I don't know if you've ever seen like a bear at a zoo. It's just kind of lounging, sitting there while he's holding on to it. Yeah.
All right, ASPCA. Let's advance as a group. When we get to 30 feet, I'm gonna cast Tasha City's Laughter on this ogre.
So as you're approaching, you notice more things on the bridge. He's surrounded by barrels, crates. You see like big sacks of like rice and stuff like that, like all surrounding him. Dead deer, wild pigs piled up around him. He's probably been here for a few days.
What do I know about ogre?
Ogres, I can show you a picture of them if you want.
Do they have a good smell?
No.
Yeah.
No, do they smell good?
Oh, do they have a good sense of smell?
Oh, good.
Actually, ogres are probably one of the worst smelling.
Yeah. No, they don't have a good sense of smell.
So
And he also has 4 boulders sitting next to him. And as you guys approach the front of the bridge, he kind of just picks one up in his hand and like brings it up to his shoulder like in a shot put posture. But he's still just waiting to see what's going on.
Okay.
I'm streaming.
so he said I want present.
He said, Nurzak want present.
Okay.
What?
He said, Nurzak want present.
Okay.
All right.
I tell him, nice bear you've got there. What's his name?
He says,
Nurzak want present!
How far are we away from this guy?
so you guys are at the edge of the bridge. You guys are 60 feet probably from where he is.
And
Okay. Well, let's.
what I know, they are intelligent or super?
They're super stupid.
Okay. So I pick up a rock and tell him I've got a precious gem for you.
Give me a persuasion check.
2.
2. He kind of stomps his foot, and like you guys feel like the earth kind of tremble, like, and he says,
Nurzak want wife!
All right. I'm gonna go back to the caravan and grab just like a big sack of something.
Oh, you want wife now?
Yeah. Oh, she'll be in there. And then I'm gonna make it seem like it's heavier than it is, and it's like kicking around, like.
okay.
And so as I walk up, and then I'll be like, okay, we have your wife, and then I'm gonna try to approach him without him throwing a rock at us.
I'm getting my bow and arrow ready.
Okay, so you're not coming on the bridge?
No, I'm on the bridge, but behind you and on the side.
There's no other way than the bridge?
No, the river is too wide and too fast for all the wagons and stuff to go through.
So I just talk to him and tell him that we're going to a coastal north where there is a female ogre.
Give me a deception check.
Let me see.
Persuasion.
8.
8 total?
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants you to bring him a wife right now. He doesn't want to go anywhere.
Okay.
Well, then I'm gonna use Tasha's Hideous Laughter when I get within 30 feet.
So you're carrying the sack?
Yeah, I'm carrying the sack.
Give me a deception check, just because you're like trying to
I was
fool
thinking-
him into thinking.
Okay,
Unless you have a
deception.
better idea.
No, 8.
8. Let's do his insight versus that. Why not? He's standing there patiently. As you're going, and like is even like lowering the boulder a little bit as you're walking, like kind of looking at you with squinty eyes, trying to see what's going on, you know. And yeah, you get within 30 feet of him.
All right, I'm gonna cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay, so what do I have to do?
He has to do a Wisdom saving throw, or he will be incapacitated.
He is incapacitated.
All right, and so now
So this
less
giant.
a minute.
It's for a minute.
Well, since we're not each of its turns, it can
So every
attempt to
6
break
seconds.
3.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to.
To make this easier, we could just roll for initiative now. That way
What do we
keep
roll?
track of it.
D6?
Roll a d20 and add your.
I have a 20. Oh, and at my initiative?
Yeah.
24.
Damn.
First bitch.
First bitch.
Yep, you're the first bitch.
Okay.
Gratturr.
18.
TJ.
TJ got 10.
10. Lummel.
24.
24.
Yeah.
So Lummel,
Yeah.
This giant ogre standing in the middle of the bridge just kind of falls over on his back and just starts laughing. What do you do?
Does the bear do anything?
Huh?
Yeah, does the bear do anything?
I mean, he's well, let me see if he's still holding on to the bear.
I was gonna yell
Yeah.
at you when he collapses.
It's a free action, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna yell. Now's the time to attack.
Yeah.
Like,
So he's still holding onto the bear's chain while he's like rolling around on the ground laughing, and the bear's just kind of sitting there and looking around like. What the fuck?
I cast Hunter's Mark on the ogre, trying to shoot the hand with which he's clasping the bear. So
Okay.
a specific shot.
So if it's a specific shot,
What?
Because I want to free the bear. He looks pretty calm.
that's pretty happy.
Can I have an extra bonus and whistle to the bear to come?
So Hunter's Mark gives you what?
Extra 1d6.
Extra
Extra
1d6?
1d6 damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you're like going for like a called shot, the way I would do that is I would just probably give you disadvantage.
Okay.
But if either of those hit his AC, I'll just say it hits.
Okay. What do I have to roll with a
D20, two D20s.
2d20s? And I get the worst one.
Yeah, but if either of them hit his AC,
They're both 6 and 9. And I get attack bonus 8.
So 17.
so 17. What's the?
The lowest
So, yeah.
is...
Yeah, you hit him in the hand.
Okay.
So you shoot him right in the hand, and
Oh, damage? I have to roll damage.
yeah.
1d8. 13 damage.
Damn.
13 damage.
You're really cranking it out. Let's
Alright. So he gets to make a check then against Tasha City's Laughter. Still fails.
Is he still holding on the bear?
Oh, that's also what I should do a check for. Straight. No, he lets it go. And Gratturr,
And so when you say, how far are we from him now?
30 feet away.
Okay. And when you say he's laughing, he's just laughing.
He's laying on the ground laughing.
But
Yeah.
okay.
Rolling around.
Does it count as sneak action? Because it doesn't pay attention to me.
Give me a stealth check.
13 plus 7, 20.
Yeah. He's too occupied with whatever hilarious mind problems are going on in his brain, and you sneak up behind some barrels right next to him.
Well, I take my dagger and try to on each A.
Sure, yeah. Roll to hit.
Ooh, to stab him in the eyes?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna stab him in the face.
12 plus 5.
17?
Yeah, you do roll for each hand individually.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I don't
this,
think it
this
gives
is like right hand and this
Okay,
is
so
left.
that's plus 5, and then then you crit. Okay, so roll your damage for the first one, and then we'll do the crit.
So
1d4 plus 3,
7.
7 damage. Okay.
The other one.
And then when you crit, you roll 2 dice.
2.
2, so
2
2
damage.
d4. So now,
Okay,
so
so
now,
I already
2.
Okay.
this plus 1. 3.
Okay.
3 plus 3, 6. So 7 and 6.
I'm gonna say with the crit one, yeah, you got it into one of his eyes. The other one just kind of he was moving, but you got one of his eyes for sure. So I can.
And just after that, I just dash away.
Okay, yeah, you can use dash as a
Free action.
free action as a rogue. So let me look up the offhand thing really quick just to make sure. You don't add your ability modifier to the damage of the bonus attack.
okay, so minus. So yeah, he doesn't add the plus 3.
Okay.
So his first attack did 7 and his second attack did 3. So 10 total.
This ogre's bleeding out of his eyes, and now he gets. I'm gonna say 2 saves against Tasha City's Laughter because he just got 2 daggers to the face. That seems fair to me. And what's your spell save DC?
13.
Yeah, he comes out of it at that. He's just screaming on the ground at this point. It is TJ's turn.
All right. At this point, I think TJ's going to attack with his. I think I'm going to attack with my light crossbow.
Okay.
22 to hit
22 definitely hits.
and 10 damage.
10 damage. You guys are doing work on this guy.
Yeah, how's he looking?
He's got an arrow sticking out of a hand. He's missing an eye now. He's got a crossbow bolt sticking out of his gut. He's bleeding pretty good. I mean, he's by no means near death because he's a big fucking guy, but yeah, he's hurting. And let me... The bear kind of just starts running free in the same direction, like towards like the caravan. It runs past TJ, just sprints past it. Black
Opportunity attack?
If you want to, yeah. It doesn't.
I scream, "Don't have the bear!"
It doesn't seem like it's being aggressive.
I don't want to piss it off.
And then when it gets to the end of the bridge, it jumps on Lummel.
Like it attacks me?
Yeah.
Can I try to I have animal handling? Can I try to, I don't know,
On your turn, you can.
calm it down?
You can try on your turn.
Pet it? Can I try to dodge?
It was just sprinting when it ran past you, and then you're at the end of the bridge, and it was like, you know what I mean? So,
Do you have to throw anything?
no,
Okay.
you don't. But it does get 2 attacks.
What?
Bears get more than 1 attack. And they do. It just... Oh, wait, wrong number. You take 4 slashing damage. Basically, it just like jumps on you and slashes you as it's running. And
Okay.
It knocks you over and it keeps running. But there's about 40 feet of chain trailing
Okay.
behind it. So,
Okay. I get 4 damage.
yes.
Are you going to try and grab the chain?
Of course I'm going to try to grab the
It's not
chain.
his turn yet. Now it's the ogre's turn. And the ogre stands up. It's covering one missing bloody eye with its hand, and blood's like pouring out of its face. And it's looking for you at first.
See, is the ogre having 1 eyeball troubles of depth perception?
Yeah. It doesn't see you. So it just tries to bring a big fist down on TJ, the closest guy. It just takes a couple steps forward and tries to bring its fist down on you.
30 feet? Is it using all its movement to get to me?
It has more than 30 feet of movement.
Alright,
Yeah. Just because it's big steps, you know. So yeah. And it has I was gonna give it disadvantage, but it missed anyway. It basically just pounds the ground right next to you. It's like an arrow sticking out of that hand, and the other hand is covering his face. And it's Lummel's turn.
I grab onto the chain and try to like calm. Well, how far is the bear away?
Let's see. Black bear. It's about 10 feet past you, I'd say.
Okay. I grab the chain.
Give me a strength check. Remember, you're a halfling.
What is 16 plus 0?
Okay, you grab the chain and the bear starts dragging you.
Okay. I try to call it down, like with my voice. I talk really calmly to it.
Explain to me how this is happening.
Well, I'm being dragged behind him and I'm like, "Oh, nice bear! Stop! I want to pet you.
Okay,
You're super cute.
so you're
I'm
being
gonna
dragged.
give you a lot of meat."
You're being dragged behind this bear, and you're trying to calm it down
I call him by his name, Happy.
by its name.
Happy, stop.
Give me an animal handling check with disadvantage.
Animal handling. Okay. 5 plus 3 is 8.
Okay, so roll again, just in case you get a nat 1. Okay.
70 plus 3, 20.
So, yeah, you're just being dragged by this bear, and you're like, no, slow down, stop. And it's still just dragging you. Gratturr, you're on the bridge, hiding amongst the stuff on there.
Yeah. Is the bridge like all flat, or is there some kind of towers?
It's just an arch.
Okay.
There's nothing above it, but it just arches over the river. The ogre's back is to you, and it's facing TJ.
How tall? Can I reach the back of the ogre?
Yeah, you can reach the back of it.
Okay.
Like, you want to jump onto it?
I want to take my 2 dagger and like try to get there and there.
Oh, okay. Give me an athletics check first. So you're doing like a vertical leap.
6 plus 7 acrobatic.
So yeah,
So
13.
Yeah.
You jump like not all the way up its back, but like halfway up maybe.
Yeah.
And you're trying to attack it again.
Yeah. Just
Sticking your daggers in its back. So yeah, roll your attacks, and you get your sneak attack dice also.
so 5 for the right and 12.
Plus 5.
So 5 plus 10 and 17.
17.
No. Yeah. For the
Yeah.
for the left one too.
And 17. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's just the damage,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Not the one. So your left one sticks in. You stick the left one in. Roll your damage. So just 1d4, just straight 1d4. You do 4 damage to him. That's still good. And now you're dangling from the back of this ogre with one dagger embedded in its back, and it screams. It does not like it. TJ.
How far is the bear away from me?
40 feet away from you.
40 feet? Yeah. Shoot. Alright, I guess I'm gonna cast Arms of Hadar. So the ogre has to make a save.
Okay.
I think it's a...
Strength saving throw against your spell save DC.
Yeah.
Yeah, he passes.
Okay, so he's gonna take half damage.
Okay.
2d6.
Okay.
And cannot make reactions. So 7, how about is 3?
3 total?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these dark, shadowy tendrils like sprout from your body, and you can see them like trying to stab their way into the ogre, but he's just too big of a thing. And it's like it's hurting him, but they're not doing a ton of damage.
Alright, and then I'm gonna back off.
Yeah, the bear just keeps running into like these trees, like by the bridge. Just
Okay, I scream to my friend, Anton, help me! Like the chef. And I still try with all my power.
You should try and like whip the chain around
Well,
a tree.
it's not his turn yet. It was the bear's turn.
Oh, sorry.
The bear's just running. It's the ogre's turn, and he's coming straight at you, TJ.
Okay.
He just grabs a barrel, like as he's walking, and he pulls the hand out from his eye, and you can just see blood gushing out of his face. He grabs a barrel, and the lid falls off, and just pickles start spilling everywhere, and he just chucks this barrel straight at you.
Alright.
And he misses. It goes sailing past you, and pickles just go scattering all over the
Can
bridge.
I snatch one up?
Sure, give me a dexterity check.
Pickle land near me?
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
You catch one in midair.
And I take a fucking sweet bite out of it.
Did I already
Hanging onto the chain?
scream for Anton's
Yeah,
help?
you scream
I'm
for
hanging
help.
on the chain and try to like with my other hand grab something so I get
Okay, yeah, give me another strength check.
Oh god, I shouldn't do that with strength. 12.
12? Okay. You're managing to hold on to the chain, but like you're trying to grab onto like underbrush, like it's like trying to run into the trees now, and you're kind of being scraped up and beaten up by the bushes. It's really, and you take 2 bludgeoning damage.
I'm not gonna let go of this bear. I swear to God. I know I don't have to roll anything.
You gotta get the chain to wrap around a tree or something. Because I don't think you're gonna be able to stop this bear because you weigh like 35 pounds.
Okay, can I try that? Next turn.
On your next turn, yes. Gratturr.
So I guess I just try to hold there because he moved
Yeah.
before I play me.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just
I'm gonna say that you're still on there. No problem.
Okay.
Yeah, you're still embedded.
is the ropes. Does he wear something?
Yeah, he's wearing a loincloth.
Okay,
That's
cool.
it.
So I try to, with my other dagger, dagger, to go straight to the vertebral
You're gonna
column.
you're gonna-
like higher as possible, like as close to this spot.
You're gonna try to slice him down the back of his neck.
Like
All right, roll to hit.
Yeah.
11. Yeah, that's enough. He's not hard to hit. He's a really big guy. So yeah, you stick your knife right into the back of his neck. Roll for damage. 3 plus
3, 6.
6 damage, and you have 1 dagger in his neck and 1 in the middle of his back, and you're like,
Okay. Can I try to like go on the neck to the front and?
yeah, you can certainly try.
Okay.
God damn.
So
you
that's
try-
acrobatic plus, or just
I would say just an athletics check to climb, like pull yourself up.
athletic.
Yeah, and then your attack roll.
15 plus 5, 20.
Okay. Yeah, that's enough. So he's climbing up the back of this ogre and attempting to stab it in the throat.
17.
17? Yeah.
17 to hit.
That hits. So roll your damage.
4.
4 damage. So Gratturr's pulled himself up to like level with this guy's neck, and he's just stabbing him in the neck over and over, just going to town.
And can I have a cunning action now?
Oh yeah, you have a bonus action.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
And like just go back on the back because he can reach his neck, but it might be harder for him to reach the back. So
since you can dash with cunning action, well, you didn't even use all of your movement, so you don't even have to use your bonus action. So you can just what, drop down like this?
Yeah.
You're hanging by one? Yeah, no problem. TJ.
I'm gonna shoot this mug with my crossbow.
Okay.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
1d8 plus 3, 8 damage.
8 damage. You hit him in the eye that he's already missing. And he's just screaming. There's blood pouring out of his neck. There's blood pouring out of his eye.
I hope these dwarves are watching this whole thing just absolutely horrified.
Yeah, the 2 dwarves that you asked to accompany were still just standing by the front of the ridge watching this whole thing like, what in the world? I mean, they're glad that you're taking care of it.
I'm going to turn around and yell, for God's sake, shoot it!
The bear is continuing to run into the woods.
I was going to help you out with that because I was going to create like a loud bear roar in front of him so that he'd stop, but I couldn't get there.
You take 3 more bludgeoning damage as you're just being, assuming you're not letting go.
I'm not letting go.
You're just being dragged through all these bushes. You have cuts and bruises all over you. It's the ogre's turn. He's going to try to reach back and grab you. So what you're going to do is an opposed strength check, basically.
Strength or acrobatic to dodge?
I'll say...
So as I say, I went
I'll say you
back,
can,
so he cannot...
I'll say you can do dexterity, but not acrobatics.
Oof. 6.
You guys...
11.
11? You actually beat him by 1 because he rolled low. So yeah, he's like reaching back and he like almost gets you, but he's just like slapping his back and he's just spinning in circles on the bridge trying to grab you. Lummel.
Okay.
This ogre is fucking up all of his attacks. He hasn't hit anybody.
I try a new strategy, and with authority, I yell, "Stop!" And I try the change thing.
Okay, so roll an intimidation check.
Intimidating a bear as a hobbit.
Intimidating a bear, a black bear even.
A 4.
Okay.
And not intimidating, like just with authority.
Are you still?
What? And
Are you still holding on?
Yeah, I try to do the chain thing. I try to whip the chain around it.
Okay, so speaking is a free action, so I'm gonna say that. Give me.
Oh yeah, I thought it was.
So just give me a dexterity check, trying to whip the back end of the chain around something.
21. I add the lower thing.
Yeah.
Okay, 21.
Yeah. So yeah, you end up whipping it around a tree trunk, and the bear's still running, so you can see it kind of sliding like. But on your next turn, I'll say you have an opportunity to try to like secure that or something.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm still holding on to the chain or not.
Well, we can do an opposed strength check since you're both pulling around a tree.
10.
All right. Well, the bear rolled a 1, so yeah, it stopped for the moment. Gratturr. I'm never going to pronounce your name correctly.
No, that's it.
Okay.
I guess.
You're still on this thing's back.
So I just jump on the ground, and by the way, I try to like get my dagger on the back legs, like.
Okay, so you're dropping down and then trying to stab in the back of the legs.
to
roll your attacks. No problem.
attacks right.
So that's a 1. So you drop one of your daggers doing it.
Okay, and left. 10 plus 5.
Plus 15 is enough for that dagger. So roll damage.
Hell yeah.
2. So one of your daggers clatters to the stone bridge there, and the other one is now stuck in the back of his left leg.
Yep,
in the back of his left leg. That's TJ. This ogre's almost completely just covered in blood.
I'm trying to hit him with that crossbow.
So is Gratturr standing behind him, just completely covered in blood again.
It's just leaking out of his neck all over him.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that's an orc for you. I'm gonna attack him with a crossbow. 8 to hit.
8 misses.
All right.
It just kind of soars a little to the left, and you don't get it. The bear, realizing it can't pull any further, turns around and charges you.
Can I dodge?
No.
That's a bummer. I'm gonna get eaten by a bear in the woods.
It tries to bite you.
Can you use the bear spray?
Bear spray. What's your AC?
15.
15, 8 plus. Yeah. It's trying to get at you, but now the chain's kind of like tangled up in a bunch of bushes and stuff, and it's basically not able to reach you.
Okay.
The ogre is just gonna donkey kick you. He's just gonna kick his leg backwards and try to kick you.
Okay.
So that is 13. Yeah, so he kicks you. He does 10 points of bludgeoning damage. And you fall down on your back. And then...
Do I still have my dagger at the end?
Give me a strength check. No, it's stuck in the back of the ogre's leg.
Okay.
And you let go. And he walks away from you to the edge of the bridge, which means you get an attack of opportunity, but you don't have any daggers in your hands, so you can try to punch him.
You can bite him.
I have a rapier left.
Oh, you have a rapier? Yeah.
Hell yeah, hit him with that.
So he's like walking towards the edge of the bridge. You can see him like putting one leg up. He's like trying to jump off the edge of the bridge into the water. So go roll to hit.
I try to cut like the tendon
Sure.
underneath so he cannot jump.
You try to hamstring him?
8.
Yeah, you're just barely too slow to get there, and he jumps off the edge of the bridge into a huge splash of water, and you guys can see this ogre kind of just floating down the river, like on its back. It's still moving and alive, but there's just so much blood in the water as it floats down the river away from you guys.
I yell, good riddance!
Lummel. You have a bear in front of you.
Yeah. I pick one of my 10 food rations and throw it at the bear while talking calmly again to the bear, trying to calm it down.
Okay. Give me an animal handling check.
11 plus 3, 14.
14? Yeah. It's... Let's see what it's doing.
It's happy.
Yeah. It's happy.
Yeah, I'm going to say it isn't trying to attack you anymore and starts sniffing around the food that you've thrown on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, I keep talking to him, like calming him down.
Okay.
With a very calm voice.
Yeah, you would assume this is like a pretty tame bear. Like this bear's probably been the ogre's pet for a while.
Okay. Yeah, so I could maybe take one step and hold my hand out.
You take a step towards it?
No, very carefully, like
Okay, yeah, it starts-
checking the ground. If it looks up, I stop moving.
It starts growling at you.
Okay,
As you
I stop moving.
Yeah. You would think that maybe the only reason this thing was the ogre's pet is because the bear couldn't kill the ogre.
Yeah.
And just forced it to be its pet, you know?
Do I have still an action left, except the throw of the...
I'm going to say we're not in combat right now, so if
Okay.
you want to try to figure this out.
I take the chain and make a knot around the tree, so...
Yeah, you lash it up to secure it together fine, so...
How far away from the bear am I?
How far away from the bear?
Yeah.
Right now, 10 feet.
And there's food between me and the bear right now?
Yeah, and there's like, I think I said 40 feet of chain.
I'm about to kill this bear.
There's like 40 feet of chain strewn and wrapped around bushes and stuff in there and
Okay.
lashed on a tree.
I'm gonna approach this whole shenanigans.
You don't even know where I am.
Yeah, I do.
You were screaming for people as this bear was dragging.
Yeah, before I went into the woods, and I was just calling for my friend Anton, the chef.
I'm gonna approach the
It's not Anton.
shenanigans.
What was his name? I'm a really bad friend.
I don't remember now. It's Anton now.
Okay.
I said a different A name, but now it's Anton.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are you guys doing? Nobody's in combat, so...
So I'm picking up my dagger, which is on the ground.
Okay, yeah.
So I have only one left because the other one
Yeah,
is
you have
with
one
the
dagger.
And you say there's plenty of stuff behind, like
Yeah, all over the bridge.
place.
Yeah.
Is there some kind of goldy stuff or like weapon stuff?
Let's see.
Because I want a new dagger.
I'm gonna open the DMG and do a real treasure hoard. Alright, here we go. Alright, who wants the honors of rolling for the treasure hoard?
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Just roll a D100.
Because for now,
D100?
I'm the only one to look what's there. We'll just...
I'm just determining what's actually there.
78.
78. Roll. You're searching through.
What?
You're searching through the treasure, right?
Yeah,
Like the stuff.
first of all,
Most of it's like food and stuff like that. And some big barrels of wine.
Like-
but roll this one and ooh. Oh man. All right.
I like the way that sounds.
You're looking for like weapons and stuff, but you
weapons or gold or like.
find a sack full of gems, sack full of rubies. I'll just say now they're worth 40. And you find a little polished black wooden chest. It's like a chest, but it's like this big. It's not locked.
Wooden chest.
Yeah.
Okay, can I open?
Yeah, you can open it. You find 7 small black spheres.
What do they do? I mean,
You don't know.
No, what did you say? 7 black sphere, like I can.
Like marbles.
Marbles.
They're black marbles.
Okay, so for now I keep it.
Yeah, you're gonna keep it?
And can I pick up a bunch of food, like dry food, like rice or stuff like this?
There's rice, there's beans, there's barrels full of cured meat, you know what I mean?
Okay, so can I add like a few day ration on my stuff?
Yeah, sure.
It's like
Always. Unless you're like.
Unless it's important to the story, I'm not gonna make you keep track of your food.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, but no weapons that you
Okay.
can find.
So
Can I try to tame it? Like, tame or get closer and closer to it really carefully?
Yeah, you can try to get closer to it.
Okay, yeah.
Give me an animal handling check.
15 plus 3, 18.
18, yeah. It's eating the ration that you threw at it. You managed to get up to it, like you could be within physical contact of it.
Okay, yeah, I hold him in my hand so he can sniff it.
Yeah,
Showing
and
that I'm not aggressive.
when you reach out to it, it starts growling at you.
Well, how is he locked? Like, what does he like?
It's got a chain with a loop around its neck and a piece of wood.
What's the loop?
And it's just like another piece of chain, but it's like a clasp.
Can I see how I can open it? Is it easy to open?
Yeah, it's
Like
just
with a
simple.
quick
clasp.
hand move?
Like it would be like you could just pull like a pin out and it would come out.
Okay, I go very slowly for the pin and see what the bear does.
It's growling the whole time, so
Okay, but it's not getting more aggressive the closer I get.
it's still eating the food you threw it.
Okay. I pull the pin and then step back carefully.
You pull the pin and the weight of the wooden name tag on it just kind of
Yeah.
pulls the chain off. It just kind of falls off and it has no chain around it now.
Okay.
Yeah, and as soon as the chain is gone off of its neck, it starts taking off through the woods again.
I scream, "Be free, bear! One day I'll see you again and you will be my pet."
Okay.
I go back to the others.
I give the chest to TJ, and I told him, well, if it's magic, because it seems magic to me, as far as I don't know anything about magic. But if it's valuable, we'll share the price.
Okay.
And I give it to him.
Alright, next time we do a rest, I'm gonna spend that time investing.
Well, you can do an Arcana check and just see if you recognize them off the bat.
And then like
11.
11. Yeah, you're not sure what they are.
Okay, I collect some food, look around, maybe I find some stuff to make a pudding.
Like blood and stuff. There's tons of ogre blood on the bridge.
Okay, no, but...
Do not make ogre blood pudding.
There's tons of it, puddles of it. Big
Okay, yeah.
No, fuck you.
Are you collecting it?
No, I'm not collecting it. I'm collecting some of the food and bringing it to Anton and say, yeah, let's cook some shit up.
Okay.
I'm pretty fucked up and I want to heal.
Anton is super excited to be
Your new best friend.
your new best friend, and he starts going over the list of ingredients you have and telling you all about his great-grandfather's pickle casserole.
I say it sounds awesome, let's cook it.
And he starts making some pickle casserole.
Yeah, help him.
Alright.
Is the food finished? Is the food cooked? From
No, casserole has to be baked, man.
No, okay, sorry.
So I go to see the dwarves and ask them if they knew anything about that ogre.
About the ogre? No, that ogre was not there when they came through here a week ago.
Oh,
So, are you guys accompanying your halfling friend to his wagon for some pickle casserole?
yeah, I guess so.
Okay. TJ?
Yes.
Okay. Longbelt also joins you guys and commends you on the outrageous fight. I don't think anybody took any damage, did they? Nobody got hit?
I took a lot of damage. I have 9 life points left.
Oh,
Or if 6 points left.
by being dragged through the forest by a bear. Oh, and you got kicked.
Yeah.
Okay. He says you guys did a really good job, and if any of you ever need work, the Malachite clan will hire you for caravan duty or similar jobs like that.
That will be the first time a dwarf want to employ an orc.
He laughs and he says, "Oh yeah, well you can't judge all spell books by their covers, right?"
I know, sorry. I'm not laughing at that one.
Well, anyway, he says you're about 3 days from the city of Brett. It's about a straight shot to there. You know, dotted with small towns, farming communities, stuff like that. They don't anticipate any more trouble like this. They ready the wagons, so they clear a path across the bridge, and they start heading north. And the credits roll, and it freeze frames on you 3 guys sitting smiling on a wagon eating pickled casserole. Hi, this is Casey with Biking and Dragons.
And this is Erik, also with Biking and Dragons.
I guess this is a good time to mention our Patreon page as well. If you go to patreon.com/bikinganddragons, you can donate if you want, and depending on which tier you choose, you'll be able to affect the campaign in different ways.
From voting in polls that decide the fate of key NPCs, to sending the party gold and magical items, to even being the ruler of the area the players are currently in and making any decree that you want.
And now's a good time to thank our current patrons. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do anything like this. So thanks Daniel, Chris, Ryan, Benita, Victoria, and Dylan.